Pistons started the week with a rematch of the NBA finalists, and despite a strong first half, found a worthy opponent in the Lakers. 2 nights later in Chicago, Air notched 32, but the Pistons notched the win. Back in November, Cotton Fitzsimmons and the Suns hosted the champs. The Pistons responded with an 8-point road win. Tonight, Phoenix looks to return the favor in snow country. From the Palace of Auburn Hills, Pass Sports continues its coverage of the world champion Pistons. Tonight, Cotton Fitzsimmons and his favorite Suns set on the Palace. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Palace of Auburn Hills. I'm Marty Adler. Fred and Tom standing by courtside. We'll be joining up with them very shortly for this very important game between the Pistons and the Phoenix Suns. Now, what is it going to take for the Pistons this evening? It's a matter of motivation. You know, the Pistons just love it when a team comes into the Palace on a win streak. And the hottest team in the NBA, the Phoenix Suns, have won 10, count them, 10 in a row. Oh, the Pistons just feel their juices inside start flowing. They've got an opportunity of stopping the streak, if you know what I mean, and starting one for themselves. Right now, let's take a look at the Central Division, show you where the teams are as of right now. Detroit in first place, of course, half game up on the Chicago Bulls. Chicago has played one less game, has one less win. Milwaukee in third spot. They are closing up very quietly, only 3 games back. Indiana 4.5 back, Atlanta 5.5 back, then Cleveland and Orlando bring up the rear. In the Pacific Division, the Lakers, of course, on top with a 30-9 record. They are 2 games up on Portland. Phoenix now in third spot, making a run. Even though they've won 10.5, they have closed the gap a little on the Lakers. They are 5.5 back. Then it's Seattle, Golden State, the LA Clippers, and Sacramento. Of course, the motivation for the Pistons as well. They need a couple wins so that they can get their coaches in the All-Star game and keep them off the golf course, if you know what I mean. Well, we've got the Pistons and we've got the Suns. We've got Fred and Tom standing by with our starting lineup. When we return, you are watching Piston basketball. It's live and it's on Pass.
The pregame hype has begun. The players are ready. The crowds have started to gather. And the biggest football event of the year is underway.
The Highland Superstore's pre-game super sale. Get this Magnavox 41-inch stereo big screen TV for just $16.97. This 19-inch remote color TV for just $197. And this Quasar VHS video recorder, only $198. So don't miss any of the action, because when this big event is over, that other thing begins.
These movies have to be back tomorrow, right?
Relax. With Blockbuster Video's 3-evening rentals, you'll have plenty of time to watch all the newest releases, like Chances Are. Have you ever felt that the place you're about to enter is someplace you've been before? That the person you're about to meet, you've met before?
This is incredible.
Now on video cassette, Chances Are, a TriStar Pictures release from RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. More movies, more nights, more fun.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
Tickets for Webb.
We interrupt this purchase for a reminder.
Here we go.
There's another decision worth entertaining.
Very smart.
Choosing the card that actually pays you cash. Cash back for every charge. The Discover card.
I'm starved.
It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
Pass Sports coverage of Pistons basketball is brought to you by Today's Chevrolet, who invites you to see what's new for 1990 and discover for yourself why nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. By Builders Square, where you are guaranteed the lowest prices on home improvement every day. Now 10 convenient Detroit locations. By GE, from plastics to financial services, we bring good things to life. By Highland Superstores, nobody gives you more and nobody sells for less. By Stroh's, fire brewed, family brewed for more than 200 years. And brought to you by your Toyota dealers and their quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me.
All right, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the small forward spot for Detroit. Dennis Rodman again gets the call.
Well, I guess the one good thing about Dennis starting is that he will be matched up against Tom Chambers. Tom Chambers creates tremendous problems for you defensively. Dennis can handle it if anybody can. He has to stay out of foul trouble tonight, though.
All right, next door at the big forward spot, James Edwards gets his 30th consecutive start.
Edwards has played so well. Offensively, he has been very, very consistent. Maybe the most consistent offensive Piston over the last month. We'll look for more of that tonight.
And who would have thought that at this portion of his career? Talk about Mr. Steady, Bill Laimbeer, who was 7 of 8 from the floor against the Bulls.
Yeah, that was really important. He spreads the defense so well when he's hitting the shot from outside. He has to make Mark West come to him, and he has to neutralize Mark West on the other end of the floor.
In the backcourt, Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars, again, with his hands full. He'll be matched up a little bit against Dan Marley sometime tonight, and also against Hornacek. It's a tough evening for Joe Dumars. He'll have to work both ends also.
And running the show, Isaiah Thomas.
Always a key matchup whenever these two teams get together. Isaiah Thomas and Kevin Johnson, two of the quickest guards, two of the best offensive guards and best passing guards in basketball, a game within a game.
All right, kind of a weird setup up front for this club. Kurt Rambis actually plays more like a power forward, and yet he's shorter than Tom Chambers.
Now, we'll find out exactly how they match up offensively and defensively. This club is 10-0 since Kurt Rambis took over as a starter, 16-4 since he's been here. He's great chemistry, great glue for this lineup.
And again, much taller. Tom Chambers, 2 inches taller, but yet he actually plays more like a small forward.
As I mentioned, Tom causes a lot of problems for you in matchups because he's too fast for big forwards and too tall for small forwards. They look to isolate him in a mismatch all night long.
All right, in the middle, a real banger, Mark West.
Mark West has been one of the keys to this club's resurgence. He's averaged about 12 rebounds and 12 points a game in this 10-game winning streak, and he is there every single night. You got to keep him off the blocks.
All right, a very underrated backcourt. Jeff Hornacek, their big guard.
Another guy who's nearly perfect as a shooter. He's shooting about 54%. Over the last 10 games, he's shooting about 59%. I mean, this whole team has really come together. Hornacek gives him a great outside shot, good three-point shooter as well.
And their point guard, perhaps the quickest, at least end to win at that position in the league right now.
Yeah, the key for Kevin Johnson is getting into the lane, so the Pistons will try and deny him that, but he's also a very good outside shooter. That's the problem that he creates for the guards on the other ends.
All right, now, if you're figuring Tom is going to say the point guard matchup is the key matchup tonight, you are wrong.
Well, that's only because of the resurgence I mentioned. Why say resurgence? I should say the surgence of Mark West. He's been so effective scoring, which he never did really before. He's been blocking an awful lot of shots. You've got to get him away from the boards, particularly on the offensive end, because he gets a lot of his points on garbage.
And this is a team, of course, at the beginning of the season was picked to challenge the Lakers in the Pacific. They got off to such a bad start. A lot of people wrote them off, but right now they're playing very good ball.
Well, they really are. You know, since Kevin Johnson's been back, they're like 16-4. What a difference he makes to this club. When he wasn't there, obviously they struggled. He's the Isaiah Thomas of this club, and it's awfully hard to play without your leader.
All right, the Pistons will try to cool off the Phoenix Suns. The jump ball coming your way after this timeout.
It's Thursday evening in Ford County.
That Vortec V6 in the Chevy S10 Blazer is just the nicest engine.
Oh my, yes. It has such quiet hydraulic valve lifters.
And 4.3 liters, the biggest engine in its class, you know?
I love the horses. That Chevy really holds.
Vortec V6 power. No wonder people from Ford prefer Chevy trucks.
Nobody's a winning like the heartbeat of America.
Today's truck is Chevrolet.
It has long been our contention, my colleagues and I, that the human head is an ideal musical instrument in and of itself. It is our fervent hope that the American public will be of the same opinion.
There are easier ways to go on to fame and fortune. Play the instant lottery game Fame and Fortune. You could win $50,000 every week on TV.
All right, here we go with the opening tap. James Edwards against Mark West. Edwards easily wins it, and we're underway. Pistons come into the ball game atop the Central by a half game at 27-14. They're 17-3 here. Suns on the road are 8-9. Edwards fades from West. Misfires, rebound Rambis. That's the shot that James has been knocking down with uncanny regularity in the last 4 to 5 weeks.
So all 5 purple shirts around the defensive boards that time. Have to watch for that.
They've been out-rebounding teams by an average of 10 a game during this streak.
Yeah, it's really some amazing statistics they're rolling up during this 10-game streak. They were a 500 club when Rambis was inserted into the starting lineup. They have yet to lose. West switches on Isaiah. That leaves Edwards for the easy layup. Missed it. Fouls it in. Kevin Johnson, lightning quick, was injured earlier in the season. That slowed this club down. Chambers denied by Rodman. Good D by Dennis. Forced that air ball. Rodman left wing. Isaiah crossover on Kevin Johnson. Comes up shy. Rebound Rambis. Rambis decks LA Laker and Charlotte Hornet. Came to this club in exchange for Armand Gilliam and also some draft picks involved in that deal as well. Rodman pulls down the rebound off Kevin Johnson's miss. Phoenix guards are back. Dumars fires and misses.
That's a big one for Joe. You always watch his first couple of shots. He's not feeling well. You can tell it by watching him. He came out here to warm up with a sweatshirt on underneath his warm-ups.
Kevin Johnson off a mammoth screen. Misfires. Rebound Laimbeer. Kicks it out quickly to Isaiah. Pistons looking to go up 6-0. Zeke takes it inside. Was stripped. And it's still Detroit ball. I saw Joe this morning at the radio station. He does a once-a-week show on WRIF, and he was feeling it. He just kind of moving in slow motion, saying, I can't shake this thing.
It's an epidemic around the league right now, Fred.
Worse than in previous years, you think?
Oh, it just has hit a lot of teams right now. In fact, the trainers, I'm talking to Mike Eptenauer the other day, said all the trainers around the league have 2 or 3 guys on each team. 1 or 2 of them are almost incapacitated. Another couple of guys are really struggling to get over the hump.
There you see the all-time numbers. Offensive foul on Kurt Rambis.
A moment ago, you saw the first foul on Dennis Rodman. That's an important thing to watch. Dennis has his hands full with Chambers, and you can see how he's been able to neutralize him so far in the game, but he's got to be able to stay out of foul trouble. Chuck will pull him if he gets his second foul in the first half.
As you can see, Phoenix has gotten fat, not just at home, although they've played some easier road clubs. Orlando, Miami, Charlotte, this recent road trip, and Edwards with a jam. And I mean it kind of dunk. 6-0 Pistons.
That's the key. That's what you look for inside. Make them foul you to stop you.
And Cotton Fitzsimmons is going to talk it over a 22nd timeout. He's arguing with Bill Oakes, though.
Dr. Fitzsimmons.
Cotton will most likely be the coach of the month in January if his team keeps up any sort of pace here to finish the month. They're 12-1 in January. Watch James Edwards again on the very assertive dunk inside.
Well, he's surrounded by guys right underneath here. He just clears them all out. Good patience, and then goes up strong. As I say, you got to foul him to stop him on a shot like that.
Pistons are 20-9 since Edwards became a starter. And so far, Phoenix can't buy a bucket. Let's see if Phoenix comes out fired up off that timeout. Kevin Johnson knocks it down.
Kevin has a good outside shot, and he gets up so high when he lets it go. He's very difficult even for bigger guards to stay with.
Isaiah had it knocked away by Johnson, but Kevin on the reach-in foul.
Phoenix foul, number 7, Kevin Johnson, as his first with 3 is finished. At the line for Detroit, number 11, Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah shoots 3.
Well, we mentioned about the Phoenix road trip that has included Orlando, Miami, and Charlotte, which makes the LA Lakers road trip even more impressive in the fact they beat the Pistons, then beat New York.
And remember when the Lakers took that similar trip earlier this year, remember how much trouble they had playing the expansion teams.
Yeah, they lost to Washington on that trip. They lost to Orlando.
Phoenix didn't just beat those teams. They murdered them.
They mauled them. Last night they whipped Charlotte 124-97. Chambers off the glass.
Tom can beat you in so many ways. He's a good post-up player, as you see, using his height. Excellent quickness.
A little foot pass to Edwards, has West on him. James trying to create a shot. Has to force a bit and hit the tough one. That's where his 3-inch height advantage on West comes in handy. He's 3 for 5 now in shooting. 10 for Detroit. Chambers a bomb. Short. Laimbeer with a left-handed rebound. Had his right arm locked by West. Third board for Billy. Pass Dumars behind Rodman. Stolen by Hornacek. Here comes Phoenix. Chest pass to Johnson over Laimbeer. Off the glass pretty.
That's a tough little shot. When you're on the move, he was still sliding left in the air when he let that bank shot go. Something John Wooden used to favor a lot at UCLA. He used to stress bank shots with his team. The only one in the country probably that put a lot of emphasis on that.
That pass, Hornacek stole it. Rodman came down to the low post, but hadn't set himself yet. Kevin Johnson fires it home, and it's 10-8. 6 for Kevin Johnson.
Isaiah's going to have his hands full with Kevin. Kevin was not, if you remember the last time these clubs got together, healthy. He was still recovering from a hamstring pull, which took away a little of the quickness.
Although that night he did score 21, but you're right, he wasn't quite the creator that he usually is. Rodman fouls it in. Ripped it right away from Ramos. And Worm is in the score sheet. 12-8. Two-man game, West with Johnson. When he sets a pick, you know it. He rolled off the pick, got it, and he stepped on the baseline.
On the line, it's Detroit ball.
Laimbeer tried to get it back in to the official to quickly inbound the ball, and West knocked it out of bounds. After play had already been called dead.
Mark is kind of a turnover player. You want to put pressure on him. Make him do something when he has the ball down in the low blocks other than shoot it. Make him put it on the floor. Make him try and make a move. Usually he likes to go straight up.
Yeah, he was 3 for 10 in that Piston game in November. Remember, he was missing all kind of layups. Hornacek on a rebound. Played nearly 5 minutes. Hornacek, little off-balance shot. Kevin Johnson was shoved from behind, I believe, by Edwards. It is a foul on James.
Now, neither club can really afford foul trouble tonight, so we'll try and keep you posted on it. See, Kevin Johnson made a nice move inside of Edwards, who was planted. Drew the contact.
It's the second Piston team foul. Johnson darts inside and scores. A little miscommunication, I think, between Isaiah and Rodman that time, whether or not to make a switch or Isaiah to stay with him. And Johnson flew to the hole, 12-10. Kevin 4 of 6 shooting on it. Dumars, good strength inside. Missed it though. Rebound Ramos. Joey will make that 90% of the time. Just a little bit too much spin. Low post to West. Working on Laimbeer. Kind of clumsily puts it home. And West has his first bucket. Keep in mind, though, he is number 2 in the NBA in field goal percentage just because he's rarely shoots a shot beyond 5 feet. Offensive foul on Rodman.
And he'll be out of the game now.
So Dennis with his second foul. And with no Mark Aguirre, of course, because of the back injury. That is a problem for the Pistons at the small forward spot. We're tied at a dozen. We'll be back.
Available now, a limited edition proof commemorative world champion Detroit Pistons Bad Boys coin. Crafted to perfection, this 1 7/8 diameter coin contains 2 troy ounces of .999 pure silver. This beautiful coin makes a great gift and will be a valuable keepsake for you, your relatives, friends, and customers. The world champion Detroit Pistons Bad Boys coin is only $39.50 plus $2 tax and $2 postage and handling. That's only $43.50 each, certified and delivered. To order, send your check or money order to Detroit Pistons Bad Boys coin, P.O. Box 24020, Detroit, Michigan 48224-020.
Cousins. Sportscaster Fred McLeod for Cousins Clothes.
You know, I work out a lot, but my biggest problem with a new suit has been when the coat fits, the pants are way too big. Well, Cousins solved that with their huge selection of national brand suits for the hard-to-fit, athletically built man. There's more room in the arms, chest, and thighs for larger muscles and smaller waist. While other stores sell these suits for $450 or more, Cousins start at only $289. So if you're in shape, Cousins has the suit to fit both you and your wallet.
Shop Cousins with a K.
A reminder that guests on Piston basketball will receive a special gift certificate from Cousins Clothes and Cousins Big and Tall, both located on Southfield Road in Lathrop Village. Fred?
Well, Marty, we mentioned Joe Dumars was and is struggling a bit with the flu, and you can see during the pregame warm-ups keeping that sweatshirt on as long as he could. Just can't seem to kick that bug, which really kind of started for him at the beginning of the week. But he's coughing now as he heads back out on the floor. But yet he played 34 minutes against the Bulls and scored 16 points.
He seemed to struggle offensively, but of course you're always going to struggle offensively when you play defense as hard as Joe has to against Michael Jordan. But in the fourth quarter, when they needed the shots, he nailed 2 jumpers from the left side of the basket.
Sure did. And held Jordan to 32, which is saying something. West shuffled the shoes, give it back to Phoenix. You'll see him do that a lot. Kind of happy feet that the quarterbacks sometimes have when they get in the pocket and they're not sure what to do. Each team with 3 miscues. Edwards. Pump fake to the shot. Having one of his best seasons in years. So consistent with the shot. Pistons by 2. Johnson blows inside to West. Right, Laimbeer. West got it back. Muscles it home. Pistons were lucky a foul on Sally wasn't called. And West has 4. 14 up. How about a big front line now? We got Sally, Edwards, and Laimbeer out there. Dumars off his heels. Missed it. Rebound Chambers. So John Sally gets some minutes to small forward. West for a dunk. Good pass by Kevin Johnson.
Very seldom see a center leak out like that. West just took off. They have a lot of confidence in their ability to get defensive boards, so sometimes they will take liberties like that and look down the floor immediately.
Isaiah spun the opposite way and scores against Kevin Johnson. And West, who was late getting there. Zeke with his first field goal, 16 up. Chambers against Sally. Throws up a ugly-looking shot. He wanted a foul. Sally stayed on his feet. And Isaiah throws it over the head of Bill Oakes. Still Piston ball, though.
That may be a fortunate call. I'm not sure if it was hit or not, but Sally was already heading the other way.
Mark Aguirre says, I didn't touch it. Edwards, post up. No. Rebound Laimbeer. Did he push to get it? Yes.
That was a tough one. He didn't have to do that. He was in perfect position underneath. The ball would have come to him. What happened was they had gone, Phoenix, to a double team on Edwards. That's about the only way they're going to be able to stop him on that shot. They sent Rambus over along with West. That left Laimbeer and Sally alone underneath with Chambers.
Yeah, Billy didn't know it. He was the only player on the weak side that time. And as you say, didn't really have to do it. But you didn't have eyes in the back of your head. Chambers on a bad pass. Smoked it through the hands of West.
That wasn't Mark's fault. That was moving too quick for anybody.
Yeah, Brooks Robinson wouldn't have been able to handle that one. Pistons with the ball. We're tied. 4:20 to play in the first quarter. Isaiah lefty again. Everybody fell asleep in purple.
Well, he's taken Kevin Johnson off the dribble a couple of times. That's not the easiest thing to do against a guy that quick. Isaiah with a little hesitation, and boom.
There was no help for Johnson. Kevin Johnson arches and scores from 18 feet.
Somebody's going to have to step out. They're running a little 2-man game. And the man who's setting that screen, his man defensively, is going to have to step up and show a little bit, keep Kevin Johnson from just moving over a half a foot and taking the jumper.
Isaiah again left-handed. Finds Dumars. Good. Joey D with his second field goal. Here comes Phoenix. For the dunk. Long loping strides of Chambers. Didn't even have to put the ball on the floor.
We talked about the transition defense, and we went over the tips early, and you're seeing it not exactly there the last couple of times down.
Dumars hit it again. Perfect shot in rhythm. 22-20.
He's found it right now. Pistons are going to have to look for him next time down the floor. He wants the ball.
Posting his Chambers, lost Sally on the fake, missed the shot though. Laimbeer and Rambus battling for the board, and it goes off Rambus.
Number 15, Johnson.
You're invited to enjoy the excitement and riches of harness racing. Check your free passes to Northfield Downs and Sports Creek Raceway in the Detroit News and Detroit Free Press Friday, February 9th. That's the free passes to Northfield Downs and Sports Creek Raceway in the Detroit News and Detroit Free Press Friday, February 9th. Isaiah again scores on the left-handed drive. That's the 4th time we've seen him do it. And he says, why not?
That's the second foul on Kevin Johnson also. So Cotton's going to have to do something to counter that. It's Edwards and Thomas.
2:53 to play in the first quarter. We have a timeout. The Pistons have regained the lead, 24-20.
Since the beginning of time, man has been driven to compete. Once mobility was mastered, the challenge then became speed. Today's standards are faster than ever, moving swiftly into the 21st century.
Each year in Michigan, harness fans cash well over $200 million in winning tickets. Follow the stars of tomorrow today at these popular raceways and bet on excitement.
2 years off a car's pregnancy? There are people in GE Fanuc Automation who have some ideas that could help you achieve it. Pick our brains. A car without belts? There are people in GE Motors who have some ideas that could help you get rid of them. Pick our brains. If you're a car maker or supplier, talk to us, GE Automotive.
All right, take a look at the replay again. The isolation, Isaiah against Kevin Johnson. Little crossover, and he beats him left-handed.
The Pistons have been able to do offensively is really spread the floor out here. With Edwards, they have a good outside shooter. And, of course, with Laimbeer, they have a good outside shooter. They're using everybody to back off of the lane and creating a big gap, and it leaves one-on-one holes. And if Isaiah's quick enough to beat Johnson, he has a pretty clear path to the basket. And tonight he has been. They're going to stay with Kevin on the floor, though.
Pistons still #1 in the league in the defensive statistic. And speaking of defense, Dan Marley comes off the Phoenix bench. He gets over 30 minutes a game for this club, so while he does not start, he's a very important member of this club.
Oh, he's a player every coach would love to have in this league. Great attitude, great defensive attitude, tremendous will to win. Very physical player.
A smaller version of a Dennis Rodman in terms of being able to play a lot of different people defensively. Sally stayed on his feet. 5 on the shot clock. They're playing Chambers for 3. Missed terribly. Rebound Laimbeer. Isaiah out of the lane for 2. A little showtime move behind the back. 26-20.
He just kept driving down. He had Kevin on his heels because of the foul situation. He couldn't come out and play him. Isaiah just drove him to it, and Kevin kept backing up.
Pistons have outscored him here 12-4 to go up by 6. Marley floats it to West, double team. Blocked by Laimbeer. Pulled out of the air by Billy as well. Benny Johnson has replaced Dumont. Laimbeer left wing wanted it. Pass instead went to the former beat writer of the Pistons, Bill Hall, who didn't want any part of it.
Isaiah thought Laimbeer was going to move into the open seam that time. Laimbeer was in the process of holding up at the three-point line for a shot.
And you're right, Laimbeer normally will kind of float into about 20-22 feet. Instead, that time he stayed outside the arc. Hornacek, three-pointer misfired. Rebound Laimbeer. That was a man's board. 7 rebounds already for Billy. Averages 9 a game. Side left wing. Lost the handle. Had to roll off his palm. Otherwise, it would have been an easy 2 and a dunk. Ramis doesn't like to shoot out there. He got in trouble. Chambers couldn't bail him out. Sally finds Isaiah with Edwards. 2 on 3. Wisely held it up. Laimbeer. Now he finds him. Too strong in the 3 try. West for the rebound. Working our way toward a minute to play in the opening quarter. Pistons by a half dozen. Chambers isolated. 2.
Chambers did a good job to get open. He came through and hammered Sally with a forearm right under the chin, right in front of the referee. Sally backed off a second, and then Chambers went and found his spot. They missed it.
Benny Johnson curled off the pick. Dumps to Edwards. Sights it. Short. Rebound, and Laimbeer lost it. Then got it back.
Laimbeer's matched up on Chambers, and he's had good position on him both times we've seen it in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, he's stronger than Chambers. He'll win that battle most times. Hornacek slops it up. He wanted a foul call. Laimbeer saved it. Pistons by 6 with the ball. Benny Johnson, nobody stops it. Blocked by Hornacek from behind. Edwards fights it up. West knocked it down. Marley comes out of the pack. Looks at the clock. Here comes Phoenix on the run. They can work it for the final shot. They don't. Chambers takes the shot instead.
Boy, they missed 2 different fouls down there that time. The Piston bench is up and going crazy. It's a little wild and free on both ends. There have been some fouls that they've let go on both sides, not just against the Pistons fans.
So at least they're being consistent. Final shot of the quarter, Isaiah. Darts inside, scores, he's fouled.
That was not as serious a foul. It was one. It wasn't as serious as ones we've seen get away, but Chuck's been working him pretty well last couple times down. Watch the contact. Isaiah takes it inside, turns his back to protect the ball. It's a little bang on the back from West.
He is really going to that left hand tonight, and it's paying dividends.
See that move around the screen by Laimbeer, way up high, and no one closed the lane. 2.8 seconds left. Watch the long pass.
Marley gets off the shot. And that'll do it for one quarter of basketball. So Isaiah Thomas with a 13-point first quarter, lifting the Pistons to a lead of 31-24. That's their biggest bulge as they try to snap Phoenix 10-game winning streak. We'll be back.
With the $99 Westin Weekend Package, you get a room for two at Detroit's Renaissance Center, with access to a city full of entertainment. Your $99 room includes a $30 credit, good at any Westin restaurant, including the Summit. And one more thing, you also get one heck of a nightlight. For reservations, call 1-800-228-3000.
This winter, Pass keeps you cheering for more with Michigan's largest lineup of televised sports. Start with our continued coverage of the world champion Detroit Pistons as we track Chuck Daly's highly touted squad through the heart of the NBA season as they look to defend their championship crown. Then crash the boards with Jacques Demers' explosive Red Wings as they challenge the league's elite in the demanding Norris division of the NHL. Our innovative CCHA Game of the Week continues to headline the schedule too, featuring the premier teams in the Midwest battling it out in conference play. You'll also see college basketball featuring the Broncos of Western Michigan plus the University of Detroit Titans, in addition to the MAC Game of the Week. And down the road, watch for other special events which will cap off our outstanding winter sports lineup. And coming this spring, the big leagues return to Pass as the Detroit Tigers begin another super season of Major League excitement. Michigan's largest lineup of sports is here waiting for you on Michigan's cable home of champions, Pass.
All right, first quarter numbers, Pistons an even 50%. They were 14 out of 28. Phoenix 12 of 26 for their 46%. Pistons outscored them 3-0 at the free throw line. And Bill Laimbeer with 10 first quarter rebounds, helping the Pistons to a 15-11 lead in that department. Andrew Lang is out there for the first time tonight for Phoenix. There's number 28. He's up front with Rambis and Chambers.
Big bucket. He hit that one with about a second left on the 24-second clock. He's really become a pretty complete ball player that's really respected around the league. First couple of years, people didn't take him seriously. He's earned it.
Played his college basketball at Iowa State. Pass inside. Laimbeer fouled by Marley.
Phoenix foul, number 9, Dan Marley. That's his first, the team's first.
Pistons will be watching that Philadelphia-Chicago game with interest. It is tied at last report, 33-all after one quarter.
It's a big one. If Chicago should lose that, then the Pistons only need one game this weekend for the coaches to coach the All-Star game. I know they'd love to do it.
Laimbeer, it's nothing but net. Billy has 4. It is 34-26. Hornacek off the pick. Chambers misfires this time. Vinnie Johnson high for the rebound. Kicks it out quickly to Dumars. Looking at Hornacek. Jumps over. And the Pistons go up 10. William Bedford is on the floor to begin the second quarter. So again, a big front line for Detroit. Hornacek sails inside. He was banged hard. Foul on Dumars.
Joey doesn't believe he got him that time. Get a chance to see it. Hornacek is gone. He may have tripped over Dumars' foot. Players hate to get those foul calls.
I think as Joe says, I don't have that pair of feet that are that big.
Hornacek 85%. One of the things that makes this club very effective is their ability from the free throw line. Almost 80% as a team. And the key guys, Chambers at 85, and then 85 also for Hornacek. 80% for Kevin Johnson. Coming down the end of a ball game, they have a great ability to get to the line. And it's almost automatic.
Bedford turns on Marley. Rebound Ramos. William had 4 big field goals off the bench against Chicago on Tuesday night in 11 minutes. Chambers backs inside and scores. Feathery touch for a guy who is 6'10". And it's 36-30. We'll review the starting All-Stars for you when we get a chance. Bedford, mid-post, tough to right.
A good shot. I think that you saw an indication of how the players are starting to feel about Bedford's talent. They ran that play for him. Laimbeer forced it in to get it to him.
Chambers short, good hustle rebound by Marley. Found Chambers again. Marley for 3. He hit it.
Big shot. Can't fall asleep on Marley.
38-33.
Only 22% from out there, but he was known as a good long-range shooter back in college.
Well, he's got the range. He just doesn't make a lot of them. Sally's pass knocked away by Marley. Here comes Phoenix. Left wing to the former Chippewa. Denied penetration by Vinny. Hornacek hits the shot. Against Dumars, he has 6, and Phoenix draws back within 3 now. He was 10 just a moment ago.
We'll try and run an ISO for Dumars here. Rambis isn't guarding anybody, and they got him right there.
Nice call by T. Wilson there.
Kevin Johnson checks back into the Suns.
Although I have to admit, even I could have called that one. Here you see a career mark against the Pistons. Of course, Cotton has been with several clubs. This is his 2nd tour of duty with Phoenix. You know, he's been with Atlanta, with the Kings, San Antonio. Dumars knocks over Kevin Johnson. 2nd foul on Joey D. And Isaiah Thomas immediately comes up back off the bench.
And watch the round heels there this time. There's the bang. Good anticipation by Kevin Johnson. He was looking for the foul call that time. He couldn't afford to pick up his 3rd.
That's for sure. Johnson, stutter step drive, blocked from behind by Sally, but we have some contact. And foul on John.
What you look for from Kevin Johnson. He wants the shot. He's a point guard that loves to shoot, and he wants to take it inside. He'll give you that hesitation if you play him for the pass and relax for just a second. He'll turn it on and he'll be by you.
He's like Stockton, and he's very difficult because he has a very good outside shot, so you've got to respect that. And if you play him too tight, then he will blow by you and either shoot or dish off. So he's really a 3-pronged threat out there.
And Phoenix done a great job keeping their poise. They're right back in this ballgame. Pistons up to near double-figure lead before.
Johnson has a dozen, 38-37 on an 11-2 spurt. James Edwards has replaced Laimbeer.
Biggest problem Detroit's had the last few minutes, they haven't been able to get off the shot. They've had turnovers and foul calls.
There's Bedford on a force, and it partially blocked by Chambers. Vinnie Johnson had it swatted away. Take a look at the replay.
At the right for Detroit, number 15, Vinnie Johnson. He'll shoot 2.
So Vinny to shoot 2. VJ with his first 2 points. Nearly 4 minutes of the 2nd quarter gone by. Chambers isolated on Bedford. Lost James on a good ball fake. Of course, Bedford, now they're going to call illegal defense, not a foul. Bedford, of course, the former #1 draft pick of Phoenix. Philadelphia's gone up by 19 over Chicago in the 2nd quarter. That game was tied to start the 2nd. 40-39. Kevin Johnson now with 14 points. Isaiah goes baselining and kicks it out nicely to Edwards. 14-footer, in and out, tough break. James had a good look at it.
Good penetration by Isaiah, found the right man.
Phoenix looking to go in front. Johnson was fouled. That stutter step penetration of his.
He levels you off right there. That's that hesitation move. You watch him move those feet, and then he's just by you so fast. You really have to close quickly. Everybody on the floor has to be aware of where Kevin Johnson is, and that creates a lot of problems because you tend to cheat off your own man in order to help Isaiah guard Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, neither he or Isaiah enjoying defending the other guy tonight. No. Johnson already with 15 points.
One thing they've been effective with, actually two things. One is just Kevin Johnson's flat-out great penetration, and secondly, they've run that two-man game up top with Kevin Johnson and often Tom Chambers, and Johnson doesn't need very much room, as you mentioned, with that elevation. He gets it up and off so quickly. He's nailed a couple of those.
So Phoenix leads by 1. Vinny sends it to Edwards. Bad pass. Here comes Martin. 2-on-1. Now 3-on-1. With Hornacek and Chambers. Hornacek with a left-handed layup. And the Piston mistake cost us 2 points. 43-40 Phoenix, showing why they have won 10 in a row.
You got to be careful passing in traffic. When you make the inside passes, there's a lot of people coming from angles that you just don't even see.
This is a 17-4 Phoenix ambush, and we have a Suns foul. It's on Andrew Lang.
That's his first. Team split. Detroit ball on the bounds.
There's a nice fast break. Marley to Hornacek, back to Marley, and in for the easy layup.
Beautifully run ball, never touched the floor. Edwards banks inside. And a loose ball foul against William Bedford, probably. Yep, it is.
And Chuck's upset about that one. This is because he felt that Edwards had been fouled that time.
Pistons could use a timeout, and they're going to call one here. With 6:54 left to play in the second quarter. So the Suns down 10 points in this quarter. Have regained the lead. They're up by 3 on pass.
Melfar is flying into Waterford with a brand new dealership, Melfar Lincoln Mercury.
To celebrate my moving to Waterford, I'm bringing back my famous 1 cent over invoice sale at all 3 Melfar locations.
1 cent over invoice on every Topaz and Sable. 1 cent over invoice on every Tempo and Taurus. 1 cent over invoice on every Camry and Corolla this week only. 1 cent over invoice on Topaz, Sable, Tempo, Taurus, Camry, and Corolla.
The bigger we get, the better deals you get.
Melfar Lincoln Mercury at our new location in Waterford. Melfar Fort Oak Park, Melfar Toyota, Bloomfield Hills.
Steven Seagal is Detective Mason Storm.
Whoever that is, I don't want him to get an hour older.
They thought they'd silenced him. But Mason Storm is hard to kill.
You better dial 911.
Now the climate is right for revenge.
That wasn't the time. Now's the time.
Steven Seagal, hard to kill. Rated R. Starts Friday, February 9th at a theater near you.
Piston Basketball on Pass is brought to you in part by Cellular One, your best connection for cellular phone service.
There you see Joe Dumars again with his sweatshirt on to try to stay warm as he battles the flu. Second quarter shooting.
The first 4,000 fans age 14 and under
as you saw.
Pistons t-shirt.
And the Pistons doing great work again defensively in the field goal shooting department.
And Pistons are going to go with 3 guards right now. Let Benny Johnson match up with Marley. Try and counter that quickness.
Sally, good step in there against Kevin Johnson. Really bogged that play down. 10 in the Isaiah. A nice switch with Chambers. Phoenix really fouled up here. Johnson sails inside again, and he is fouled. He is awfully tough in that penetration.
You got the switch right there. Isaiah did a good job on Chambers, but it's real tough for a 6'11" guy to guard somebody as quick as Kevin Johnson, and it was a good foul call. You saw Edwards hit him across the shoulder.
So Johnson goes back to the line.
You can pick up a lot of fouls when you're acrobatic in the air, and Kevin Johnson's up in the air so long. that he's able to show you the ball, bring it back, and take it to you from a different angle.
Yeah, had he just taken that straight to the hole, it would have been blocked. Johnson, a 79% free thrower, makes it a 45-40 Phoenix lead.
Good execution on this play. Pistons have not been getting good shots.
Vinny wide open, now takes it inside. Missed it, Sally on the foul. Phoenix got no help defensively. Not only on the shot, but then Sally was able to knife in there and get the rebound for his first field goal. Kevin Johnson to Chambers. Around Sally, nearly had it stolen, then he lost the dribble out of bounds.
A good help by Edwards, who came over from the weak side and went airborne and made Kevin Johnson pull that ball back down after he'd beaten the guard on the dribble.
Chambers felt he was slapped across the wrist. 45-42, Isaiah exposed to the hole. So he was so successful out in the first quarter. He has 15 points. It's his first bucket since the first. He's 6 of 9 from the floor. Kevin Johnson isolated. Pass behind Marley, good save. Hornacek cutting through to get it from Chambers. Spins on Sally. John, good deep. 5 on the shot clock. Hornacek has to hurry. Fires and scores. Hornacek, a guy who will not make many mistakes. He's come up with a 10-point second quarter. We have a 47-44 Phoenix advantage. 5:15 and turning is that second quarter clock. Chambers doubled. Swing around to Vinny Johnson. Off the glass, blocked by Lang, but count the bucket goaltend. And Vinny has 4.
Lang's an excellent shot blocker. He averages 1.5 a game in only 10 minutes. He really gets up well. They like him. They like his potential. Can't shoot much, but defensively, he can be a tough player. He can shoot that much, I guess.
Lang with his first field goal. 49-46. Vastly improved Phoenix team from the one of 5-6 weeks ago. And he was fouled by Marlon.
He beat Dan by running that pick exceptionally tight. When you're playing good ball and playing aggressive ball, you come around picks at right angles. When you're just sort of going through the motions, the picker doesn't really get full contact on the guy, and you don't run the sharp cuts to get you open. That time, Vinny ran it perfectly. Dan forced a grab.
Lang switches on Isaiah, missed the baby hook, rebound Sally. John back up, he was fouled.
Phoenix foul, number 28, Andrew.
It's on Lang.
It's a second penalty situation. And number 3, Kenny Paddle takes in, replacing Dan Marley. And at the line, shooting 2, number 22, Spider Sally.
So Sally has a pair coming. John had a very productive second half against the Chicago Bulls. Important minutes, wound up the game with 11 points and 9 rebounds. Sally too strong in the second attempt. 49-47. Johnson out high, spun away from Isaiah, and we got a foul. It's on Edwards, his third.
Now both teams in the bonus for the last 4 minutes, so we may see a steady stream to the line. See if there's a foul here. Isaiah was looking for one. There's the bang. That's not too dissimilar from the one we saw called at the other end of the floor with Dumars and Kevin Johnson.
You're exactly right.
All the players want is consistency. You can be consistently good or consistently bad, but be consistent.
Pistons will be in Minneapolis tomorrow night to take on the Timberwolves. We'll have that game for you on Pass, as it'll be our first trip to the Metrodome for a pro basketball game where they're averaging, what, about 27,000 a game, is that right?
About 23.
23?
A little away from the Pistons record of just over 26,000.
I knew you'd know that. Sally lost the handle and had it stuffed by Lang. Comes Kevin Johnson. Bad feed. Tried to get it to Hornacek. Dumars steals. Sally dunks. John made no mistake on that one. And it is 51-49. That's a candidate for our great stuff of the game. Johnson
Ramis wide open. His first shot from there. And Kurt Ramis has his first field goal. That gets his first shot, period. 53-49. Vinnie Johnson off of Sally Pitt. Short. Rebound Hornacek. Lost it. Still hung in there to claim it. Phoenix with the ball and a 4-point lead. Johnson tried to get it to Kenny Battle, couldn't. It was knocked out of bounds. Battle, of course, was drafted by the Pistons, and then in a draft day trade came over to this club. Pistons wound up with Anthony Cook out of Arizona, who's, as you probably know, in Europe. How's he doing, by the way? Have you heard?
Jack's going over to see him in a couple of weeks, Fred.
Kevin Johnson on a nice drive, left-handed shot.
That's one of the different things he can do when he gets within 5 feet. He's averaging about 20 a game, Cook is, and 12 rebounds. They're pretty much American numbers over in Europe. But they just felt that he could use that year to bulk up and get playing time as opposed to sitting on the bench watching over here.
Dumars spins for Hornacek. Shot.
Well, that was a big shot for Dumars. Phoenix in a position where they could run off to a big lead at half.
Kevin Johnson with the ball. He has 22 points. Had the shot, but he was off balance, couldn't pull the trigger. Hornacek off a line screen. Missed the three. That would have put him up 7. Dumars partially blocked by Ramis. Isaiah had it stuck by Kenny Battle. Battle's a great leaper. Very quick leaper. Ramis against Laimbeer. Two minutes to play in the half. Kevin Johnson bomb. Rebound Laimbeer. Looking for an outlet. And he's fouled from behind by Hornacek.
That'll put him on the line. Hornacek, his second. A lot of guys with 2 in this game.
1:54 to play in the second quarter. Laimbeer will shoot a pair. Pistons trailing 55-51.
It's Tuesday afternoon in Ford County.
Darndest thing about life here in Ford County. You'd think with a name like Ford County, people would prefer Ford trucks. Au contraire. People from Ford prefer Chevy trucks.
Always said we were on the cutting edge.
Isn't that the darndest thing?
Could it be we're the bellwether of major societal shifts?
It's mind-boggling. Nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet.
A cellular phone is an indispensable business tool, and sometimes it's simply indispensable. You can rely on Cellular One service, and you can depend on Cellular One cellular phones. Like this Cellular One Transportable with 3-watt power, just $179 after rebate. Cellular One means dependability.
Call road service. Be there in 20 minutes.
Call Cellular One today.
At the end of tonight's game, we'll be choosing the Kowalski Quality Moment, brought to you by Kowalski Sausage Company, producers of tasty hot dogs, kielbasa sausage, and other fine products, available in the deli naturally. We invite you to join us for our halftime festivities this evening. We are going to feature some of the world's greatest athletes in some not-so-great situations. The marvelous NBA coming up halftime. Fred?
And we presume that marvelous Marvin Hagler will not be a part of that, but the scores will be, including Chicago and Philadelphia, where the Bulls trail by 19 at the half. Look at Kevin Johnson's numbers. 7 of 10 from the field, 8 of 8 from the free throw line.
Not a bad game.
No, he's had 12 points in this quarter to go with the 10 he had in the first quarter.
Well, now you know why they were a 500 club until he came back. Definitely an impact player, one of the real impact 6'1" players in all of basketball.
Signed a $2 million plus contract in the offseason.
Interesting. Everybody, when the trade was made, felt that Cleveland really robbed Phoenix because they picked up Larry Nance, and that was kind of the last piece of the puzzle there to make them a contending team. But Phoenix didn't do bad. They're sitting here with a couple of starters and Mark West and Kevin Johnson. They also had Tyrone Corbin, who you'll see tomorrow night in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's a trade that helped both clubs because Cleveland obviously had Mark Price, and they made a decision. Price
Certainly one of the better point guards in basketball. Having a bit of an off year, but then Cleveland has missed the likes of Brad Daugherty and Nance early on. So Price has been forced to do a lot of extra scoring in Cleveland. 55-52 Phoenix. That's Johnson. Laimbeer helping out. Ramos set a screen. Johnson missed it though. Rebound. Laimbeer had it poked away. Here comes Vinny. Up the floor to Dumars. Sally on his right. Joey stops it. Missed it. Rebound Sally. John kicks it back to Vinny at the foul line. And puts it down.
And Sally may have turned his ankle over. He's very gingerly walking up the court right now.
Yeah, he is really hobbling at the right ankle. And David Greenwood's going to replace him at the next stoppage. Ramos into the paint. Did he waltz or what? Finds Hornacek for the jumper. Ramos wasn't exactly, what was it, poultry in motion, what you would call it?
Poultry in motion, yep.
That was one of the funky-looking drives you'll ever see.
You see, they call that 20 seconds just to get John Sally off the floor. We've often remarked about how amazing it is that more NBA players don't turn those ankles over. Dominique is going through it right now, but you figure the height these guys are playing at, and me as a guy who twists mine every time I walk down a corridor or something.
Oh, it is true. I mean, so many times in traffic, guys will come down on other feet, and you know, Adrian Dantley had one of those a couple of years ago that cost him some valuable time here.
But it ought to happen every evening.
Yep. Again, it just underscores the remarkable condition these athletes are in.
David Greenwood played very, very well against Chicago the other night. 6 boards in about 10 minutes. And a key basket at the end of the third quarter, if you recall.
Isaiah floats it. Missed it. Rebound Hornacek. Greg Grant, a rookie. Little water bug out there for Phoenix now. Ramos. Swing, and he hit it.
Those kill you. They're points from people that you don't expect to get them.
And from spots on the floor he wouldn't expect.
He hit it with 35 to go, so Phoenix buys themselves another possession.
Greg Grant is just 5'7". He'll try to defend Isaiah, who's on the left corner. Battle defending Vinny Johnson. Laimbeer sets the pick. BJ darts inside, dumps. David Greenwood for the easy 2. 59-56 is the Phoenix lead. Rambis dumps inside, and Dumars steals at the horn. So give the Suns some credit. They were down in a 10-point hole early in this quarter, but fought back, mainly because of Kevin Johnson's ability to get to the basket. And so at halftime, it is 59 Phoenix, 56 Detroit. Marty Adler will join us at intermission after this timeout.
We are back live at the Palace. It's halftime. The Pistons trail the Phoenix Suns 59-56. Phoenix Suns on a streak. They've won 10 in a row, looking for 11. There are a lot of important games going on around the NBA tonight. We're going to check in right now before we get on with our halftime activities. We've got a very special feature which we know you're going to like with some NBA stars. But right now, the look around the league is brought to you by the Michigan Lottery. All you have to do is try your luck with the new Lotto 47 game. You could win millions, but remember, you have to play in order to win. Well, in Philadelphia tonight, the 76ers have won 6 in a row. Chicago's on a 1-game losing streak. Philadelphia at this point want to make it 7 in a row. They lead Chicago by 19, 70-51, 70 first half points. Indiana ahead of Miami tonight, 57-45. They as well are at the half. Other games going on. Minnesota ahead of Cleveland by 7, 29-22 in the second quarter. Seattle is in Golden State and Oakland tonight. They're ahead 44-35. That's a second quarter score for you. Just getting underway. Dallas at Sacramento, 10-6 in the first. A little later on, Milwaukee will take on the LA Lakers at the Western Forum. Portland will host the San Antonio Spurs. The Around the Look scoreboard is brought to you by the Michigan Lottery. We've got a couple hellos to say to the folks that are watching in Scottville, Michigan. Yep, there's a whole contingent there. A couple of them are here. And the Slimans family, that's what it is, the Slimans family here, saying hello to everybody watching Pass in Scottville, Michigan. We'll be back with a very special NBA feature. You're going to see some great guys in some not-so-great positions when we return. Pistons trail at the half here on Pass.
Macho time! Give me a break, Hector. I don't see nothing macho about you. So let's get down, brother. This is gonna be war. You definitely won't be undefeated after February. What do you know about leaving the ring? Leave your sissy clothes at home.
Live from Trump Plaza in Atlantic City on pay-per-view, Saturday, February 3rd, Camacho, Pazienza, put up or shut up for the World Junior Welterweight Championship.
Pro Golf has offered the largest inventory of brand-name golf equipment for over 30 years. We are the golf professionals. And our 130-store buying power assures you of the guaranteed lowest prices. Replace your old worn-out grips for just $1.99 or remove the old grips yourself and pay only 99 cents. Save 50 to 75%. Don't miss the special savings at these Pro Golf locations.
Pro Golf. We discount everything but service.
Nobody has the movie I want.
Blockbuster has over 10,000 videos with all the newest releases, like Scrooged from Paramount Home Video, rated PG-13. Bill Murray.
You sounded like you'd seen a ghost.
A ghost? And a cast of ghouls in the outrageous holiday comedy, Scrooged. Now available on videocassette from Paramount Home Video. More movies, more nights, more fun.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference. Introducing the Three Hoses. Russell Smith, Lawrence Fugler, Everett Naylor, and Leo Bud Wyatt on the spigot. Their goal is one of eventual national exposure.
There's an easier way to go on to fame and fortune. Play the instant lottery game Fame and Fortune. You could win $50,000 every week on TV.
When two of LA's top rival cops...
You know me, huh? Yeah, I hear you're the second best cop in LA. It's funny, I hear the same thing about you.
...go gunning for trouble. They drive each other crazy. Tango and Cash. Rated R. Now playing.
It's halftime at the Palace, and the Pistons trail the Phoenix Suns 59-56. We have to say hello to some folks watching in Granville. Ashley is celebrating a birthday. While she's celebrating there, her mom is having a pretty good time here at the Palace. Wanted us to pass that on. And I wonder if she's going to like this. I think you'll all kind of like this one. It's great for fun, for young and old. You know that Ken Calvert, when he introduces the basketball players here on any particular night, he says these are the greatest athletes in the world. Well, take a look at the marvelous NBA in some not-so-marvelous shots.
You're just too marvelous for words, like glorious, glamorous, and that old standby amorous. It's all too wonderful. I'll never find the words that say enough, tell enough. I mean, they just aren't swell enough. You're much too much, and just too very, very to ever be in Webster's dictionary. And so I'm borrowing a love song from the birds to tell you that you're marvelous, too marvelous for words. You're much, you're too much, and just too very, very to ever be in Webster's dictionary. And so I'm borrowing a love song from the birds to tell you that you're marvelous. Tell you that you're marvelous. Tell you that you're marvelous. Too marvelous for
Did you recognize some of your favorite basketball players? You're just too marvelous for words. It's halftime at the Palace. We'll be back with more activities. Fred and Tom will be standing by. Right now, I'd like to remind you that you're invited to enjoy the excitement and riches of harness racing. Check for your free passes to Northville Downs and Sports Creek Raceway in the Detroit News and Detroit Free Press Friday, February the 9th. That's free passes to Northville Downs and Sports Creek Raceway in the Detroit News and Detroit Free Press Friday, February the 9th. We'll be back with more. You're watching Piston Basketball live on Pass.
You know, I bought my Toyota Camry because 3 separate mechanics, Fred, Jeff, and Kevin, told me the Camry was a really reliable car.
Now he waves when he goes by the shop, but he doesn't stop.
Can't believe you told him to buy such a reliable car.
They were right. My Camry's been really dependable.
I didn't tell him to buy one. I said they were reliable. You did too.
He'll never see me again.
No use crying over spilled milk.
I love what you do for me, Toyota.
Since the beginning of time, man has been driven to compete. Once mobility was mastered, the challenge then became speed. Today's standards are faster than ever, moving swiftly into the 21st century.
Each year in Michigan, harness fans cash well over $200 million in winning tickets. Follow the stars of tomorrow today at these popular raceways and bet on excitement.
February is fantastic with Michigan's most exciting sports on Pass. Jock Demere's mighty Red Wings take to the ice for 9 live games as they face off against division rivals Chicago, St. Louis, and the Calgary Flames. The Pistons are pumping in February, too, as they battle the Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat, and the always surprising Orlando Magic. College sports rank high on Pass as competition intensifies with the CCHA Game of the Week. Outstanding collegiate basketball is featured, too, as the U of D Titans clash with Xavier and Central Michigan battles Western Michigan. Then, join coaches Judd Heathcote, Ricky Birdsong, and Steve Fisher each week as they analyze all the action. Check out the hard-hitting fury of indoor lacrosse when the dynamic Detroit Turbos take to the floor. Then, rev up for more auto racing action as Pass brings you the Daytona 500 time trials, as well as thrilling coverage of the Richmond 200 Grand National. The month rounds out with the best in sports programming, including Rinkside and Ski Magazine. February is fantastic on Michigan's network of champions, Pass Sports.
Back at the Palace, the Pistons trail the Phoenix Suns 59-56. It is halftime. Just before the game, I had a chance to talk to Dan Marley. I asked him if he has a lot of friends here. Of course, Dan played his basketball at Central Michigan University. He says, I've got a whole bunch of fans here. And I said, well, how did you get all the tickets? He said it was very simple. We just made sure that they all bought their tickets a year ago in advance. That's right. He couldn't get very many for tonight. It was a year ago he had to get them. Palace always being sold out. Now let's head down for our first half stats with Fred and Tom. Fred?
Well, Marty, take a look at the halftime numbers. You can see why this Phoenix club has won 10 in a row. It's a team that didn't have its feathers ruffled when they were down 10, and they hung in there.
They sure did. And so far, it's been the guards against the guards. But Phoenix's 2 have outscored the Pistons 34-25. Kevin Johnson, along with Hornacek, the story of this game for Phoenix.
All right, let's look at the numbers. 56% for Phoenix, 49% for Detroit. Phoenix and the Pistons even in the field goal made department at 24 all. They've outscored the Pistons 10-7 at the line. They have yet to miss. Rebounds, the Pistons lead them by 2. Turnovers, 8 for Phoenix, 7 for the Pistons. Seems like the Piston miscues have hurt them more, though, tonight. And bench points, 15-5 in favor of the home club. Individual scoring leaders, Isaiah Thomas has 15, 13 of which came in the first quarter. Joe Dumars has 10. James Edwards has 8 on 4 of 12 shooting, and 2 others with 6, Laimbeer and Vinnie Johnson. Kevin Johnson leading the way with 22 points. He leads all scores. He's 7 of 11 from the floor. Jeff Hornacek has 12 points. Chambers has 10, and Mark West has 6. Should note that Laimbeer has 12 first-half rebounds to lead everybody in that department. All right, let's take a look at some first-half highlights if we can. James Edwards gets inside for the big slam as he was triple-teamed down there, and nobody wanted a piece of that one. And Isaiah Thomas, who had the great 13-point first quarter. Watch him here now on the run, cleverly behind the back on the run, and he'll go past Kevin Johnson for the layup. Pistons wound up leading this ball game by 10 early in the second quarter. Vinnie Johnson helped the cause with the left-handed layup as John Sally spiked it home. John with 5 points all in the second quarter, but it is Phoenix with the closing rush to finish the second quarter as they outscored the Pistons 35-25 in the second 12 minutes to lead at halftime 59-56. As we mentioned, we'll have the Pistons and the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow night from the Metrodome. That's an 8 o'clock Detroit start time, preceded by the pregame shows at 7:30. Take a look where John Sally twisted the ankle in the first half. Well, he stepped on a foot, perhaps?
Yeah, it looked like he did. Looked like he did. He's been taken to Pontiac Osteopathic. They're going to take some pictures of him, but he's through for tonight and perhaps tomorrow. And if he's really hurt bad, it could be longer than that.
That really depletes the Pistons at the small forward spot, because when Rodman picked up his second personal foul, keep in mind Aguirre is not in the ball game at all tonight because of the back injury. Sally became, in effect, the backup small forward. So John's twisted ankle means the Pistons really have to do some shuffling now.
Watch for him to go either with the 3 guards, as they did, depending on the matchups, or you'll see David Greenwood get some time, and David will give you a physical battle down there. He may be the more likely one. Right now, you do have a few fouls to give from Rodman's standpoint. He only has the 2, and Chuck took him out. Rodman only played 6 minutes in the first half.
They need Dennis minutes here in the second half. Chambers on a post-up, rattled it, rebound Laimbeer. Chicago is pulled within 9 of Philadelphia. Late in the third, they were down 19 at the half. Hornacek battling Dumars. Joe trying to back his way into a shot. Good ball fake. There was some contact and a late whistle.
It sure was.
And a foul.
There's many fouls as have been called in this game. They're not inclined to blow the whistle. See a lot of banging down here. Joe patient. Gets it up. There's a contact you might see. His shot falls short.
So it is Hornacek's second foul. Dumars over 90% from the line. He's 6th in the league in free throwing.
There you go again, trying to jinx the game.
He loves that pressure. 59-58 is the Phoenix lead. Mark West inside, missed it. Like he didn't know whether to hook it or kind of jump hook it. Isaiah lost the handle, and Kevin Johnson picks up a foul 30 feet from the bucket. He can't believe it.
Talk about a late whistle.
Non-shooting foul, obviously, but it is Kevin Johnson's third. Dumars arches, rebound Chambers. Phoenix with the ball and a 1-point lead. Ramos on that pick. Rolled and got it. Takes it Laimbeer. Bad pass. Right to Isaiah. 2-on-2. Zeke for the lob. 60-59. Pistons regain the lead.
A good decision by Isaiah. Kevin Johnson with the 3 fouls could only try and bother, but couldn't really come after it for the block.
Edwards now picks up Kevin Johnson momentarily. Rodman foul on the Chambers drive.
And that's the third one. We'll have to take a look at it again. Rodman usually in a position where his shoulders are between. Right there, perfect position. His shoulders are on either side of Tom Chambers. When you get in that point, usually you'll see the offensive man have to get his arm up because he'll feel the contact coming. That should be an offensive foul, and that may be a little quid pro quo right there.
So a foul on Rambis setting a pick.
Yeah, Rodman gets to places so quickly. I think that referees have trouble anticipating that. Like they can't believe that anybody can get in position to draw the charge and get set in such a flash.
He does get more of those calls than he used to, but you're right. Seems like you got to get them all. And he anticipates so well as being so quick. Edwards posting on Edwards. West rather missed it. Rebound Chambers. Hornacek to West. He was shoved from behind.
That'll be 4 on Edwards, so he'll probably have to sit. Chuck's got some tough decisions to make because of Sally's absence. Normally, he would probably make the switch right now.
Well, Bedford and Greenwood may be playing some very important minutes here in the second half.
Greenwood's coming in right now. Right after the first free throw. Mark is not a great free throw shooter. Quick birthday hello to Jeremy Ross, who's here tonight, 15 today. West 67% from the line. It's above his career average.
And he hit them both. Talk about jinxing at the line.
Reverse jinx.
Yeah, right. You must be a lot of fun at no-hitters in baseball. Bill Laimbeer with a jumper. Laimbeer with 6. Pistons go back in front by 1. Kevin Johnson denied penetration that time by Isaiah. West wants it on a post-up against Greenwood. Now he sets the pick for Hornacek. Greenwood switched. Chambers for 3. It's easily within his range, but he missed the shot badly. Here comes Isaiah. Greenwood on the base. Too strong. Rebound West. He wiped out Rodman. He really used that off arm.
Greenwood giving a little extra defense out there until his man comes down the floor.
Kevin Johnson missed a left-handed spinner. Rebound Laimbeer. 15 boards for Billy. Rodman lays it in from Isaiah.
Nice little pass by Isaiah. Everybody kind of fell asleep on the Phoenix defense. They were mesmerized by following Isaiah to make sure he didn't get the penetration. Then it just set up right in front of the basket.
So the Pistons lead is 3. Rambis at the top. Short. Greenwood and Rodman share that rebound. Davis says, I want that. Said, I don't get a chance to get a lot of them. Give me that. Laimbeer for 3. And a 20-second Phoenix timeout. Pistons put together a run to come smoking out of the gate here in the third quarter. Outscored them 11-2. To lead it by 6. 8:17 to play in the third quarter. Watch Billy wide open here. Rambis came charging at him, but way late.
Laimbeer wanted that shot from way back at the other end. You know, when he's confident, when guys start running at him and he still delivers the ball, that means he's in good shape and feeling comfortable. He's really playing well tonight.
And he's played well all season, hasn't he? Really been consistent. Almost a double-double every night for him. Isaiah doing a better job defensively on Kevin Johnson in this quarter. Turnover, Dumars to Isaiah. Laimbeer tries another 3. Good again! Billy strokes him down 2 in a row. 70-61. (14-2) now to start the quarter. Kevin Johnson, he walked. He was fouled, but after the travel, So the Pistons get it back, and they lead by 9. How quickly it can change. It was a 3-point game, and then Laimbeer drilled a pair from outside the arc.
A 14-2 run right here, Fred, keyed by great defense.
Isaiah behind Greenwood. Got it back from David. Pistons on fire, and Phoenix now. They'll try to throw some water on it. Pistons with their largest lead. It is 72-61, 16-2 to start the second half for the Detroiters. We'll be back.
Cash or charge?
We interrupt this purchase for a reminder.
I've got to have it.
There's still one more place to comparison shop.
I don't know where to start.
Here, by choosing the card that actually pays you cash. Cash back for every charge. The Discover card.
That's the one. It's perfect.
It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
You've got a style that's unmistakably you. It's in your work, it's in the way you dress, it's even in the car you drive, your Chevy Beretta. You know a great look when you see it, and it doesn't have to be expensive to be beautiful.
The heartbeat of America.
Nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America.
Back at the Palace with my friend Jeremy Ross. He's celebrating his 15th birthday. Jeremy, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Bud Light.
Wait, no. Jeremy, who's really going to win the Super Bowl?
San Francisco by 12.
All right, they're going crazy because they know you're going to read the disclaimer. Read it.
This copyrighted telecast is brought to you by the authority of the Detroit Pistons organization. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Detroit Pistons organization is strictly prohibited.
Hey, that was pretty good. The fans love it here, too. It's got nothing to do with the fact the Pistons are way ahead. Fred?
He's getting as much airtime as we are tonight with a birthday mention and the disclaimer. Jeremy's postgame show will follow this ball game. Rodman with a steal. Another turnover for Phoenix. They have 13. Look at the third quarter shooting. Suns have yet to hit a field goal. We've nearly played half of this quarter. Isaiah missed the baby hook. Greenwood battles for it. Rodman comes down with it. Pistons out working him. Rodman throwing that fist, and the crowd responding. 6:35 and counting in the third.
Good job by Greenwood, though, to keep that one alive, Fred.
Missed shot. David kept that alive, too, but Greenwood came down with it. Or, excuse me, Chambers did. And Phoenix has it. Kevin Johnson forces the shot.
That was a tough shot with a man right in his face. Very important time for Phoenix. They've got to hang in there. Third and fourth quarters against a club that has played 4 games in 5 nights like Phoenix has. That's when the really test of heart comes.
Dumars at the paint, missed the spinner. Rebound to Andrew Land. They know they've got the Pistons in some foul trouble, but Detroit weathered that second quarter storm and came back strong here to open the second half. We have a foul on Greenwood.
Phoenix is okay. They just need a couple of good possessions, a couple of good high percentage shots like they get right here. Chambers goes the far side, draws the defense and draws the foul. He goes to the line shooting 85%. But they're okay. They can cut it to 7 right here. A couple of good possessions. They're right back in it. Pistons sometimes come at you in waves, as do Phoenix. As does Phoenix.
Chambers, one of the better free agent acquisitions in the NBA over the last 3-4 years.
One of the few that has actually turned the team around.
This was a club that was at a dead end about 2.5 seasons ago, and now they're a club that is a force to be reckoned with in the West. Suns have done a poor job tonight when the Piston guards have penetrated. They're just not getting any help from the big guy. Kevin Johnson knocks down Isaiah, no whistle. Marley from the right side, 2. Marley has 5, 74-67. When an opposing guard goes to the hole against Detroit, the Pistons have 2 or 3 big guys challenging. Not so for the Suns. Dumars cleaned up a second. 76-67. 5:10 to play now in the third. Chambers wants it against Rodman. Doesn't get it. Marley does inside. Railroads Dennis. Offensive foul.
There was. Dennis getting his obligatory one a game. Minimum. And watch the anticipation. Marley beats Greenwood here off the dribble. And as he makes the one step, there's Rodman. And I mean, he is planted. Amazing.
Came from nowhere. Fourth foul on the former CMU star.
Rodman never has his number retired. You might as well just paint it on the floor.
Mars again with a flick of the wrist. He has 16. 11-point game. Matches the largest bulge for Detroit. Suns have led by as many as 6. Johnson on a roller to Marley. Open to Hornacek for 2.
He just squares up, and you can count it. And that was a big one. They needed it.
You can tell he played for his father, who was a high school basketball coach, because he is technically very sound. 78-69.
Actually a walk-on in college.
Yep, at Iowa State. And we have a foul. And it goes against Chambers. That's his first.
I believe he spent a year at Cornell and transferred.
Not exactly a basketball powerhouse.
Great place to go if you want to get some minutes.
Laimbeer at a block by West. Here comes Hornacek. Not a bad place for an education either. Marley to the hole, spins it home. 78-71, 7-point game.
This becomes a big trip down for Detroit. Phoenix gets it to 5. They can smell it.
Dumars off the pick. Rebound to West, and he was fouled. It is on Dennis Rodman. Greenwood held up his hand, hoping that he would get called for the foul, but instead it goes to Rodman. That's 4 on Dennis.
Chuck's going to have to make a big decision right now, and he's going to make it. Benny Johnson will come on as the third guard.
Good try by Greenwood. He tried to get the foul on him. Chambers traveled. Good call. So at least the Pistons are able to get Rodman off the floor. Phoenix immediately went to Chambers against Dennis.
That was a good strategy.
All right, Benny Johnson off the bench. So now a very important time for Detroit.
Chuck will let Rodman sit, I'm going to guess, until about the 10-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
I think you're about right. Look at the team turnovers, 15-7 for Phoenix.
That means they've turned it over 7 times here in the third.
Yep. Isaiah launches, too strong. Laimbeer battles Chambers and won it. Dumars for the ball fake. Now the shot. Too strong, Marley, and Kevin Johnson battled. It came down to Hornacek. Clever dribble behind the back, goes inside. Blocked by Greenwood. Chambers with a left-handed hook, though. But Greenwood good at help out. See, there's the difference. Hornacek went to the hole, and there was a big player for the Pistons helping out, where Phoenix has been burned by that at least 4 or 5 times, and I would no help out. Shot blocking and the threat of it, so important in this game of pro basketball. It's a 12-6 Phoenix rush, and now they're right back in it. 78-73, 2:49 left to play in the third.
Late one night in 1953, in a darkened GE laboratory, a remarkable breakthrough occurred. An experiment in liquid polymers took an unexpected turn. Dan Fox, the young scientist who found it the next morning, had no idea what it created, but it was crystal clear and incredibly strong, even under the most extreme conditions. It was Lexan, the first of GE's engineered plastics. Plastics that would soon make it possible for architects to express themselves more brilliantly. It would make a car designer's best ideas even better, and help doctors in their life-saving work. Because what Dan Fox had discovered was something we at GE have always believed. You never know where the next great idea will come from, or how far it will take you.
Well, turnovers have played a very key role here in this second half resurgence by the Pistons. 23-11 of the Pistons' points off those miscues by Phoenix, as they outscored them 16-2 to start the second half. But to the Suns' credit again, they have come back in it.
You've got to watch the depth issue right now for the Pistons. They're missing Aguirre, they're missing Sally. That means they only have 6 of the 8 guys that Chuck normally rotates to play. Then with Rodman with 4 fouls, that's going to force Chuck into extended minutes from somebody, obviously.
In case you missed it, John Sally twisted his ankle in the second quarter. Has been taken to Pontiac Osteopathic Hospital for some x-rays. He's finished for the night. Dumars posting, good pass, but Marley swiped it. Had the right idea. Marley just quickly came from the weak side to pilfer it. Phoenix down 5 with the ball. Greenwood with a steal. Little touche for David.
Yeah, David, a very good low post defender. That time he saw great anticipation. I tell you, he was banging Grant the other night and Pippen when he got his few minutes in there.
Oh, he is very strong to put together along the baseline.
Nice pass. Good ball movement that time by Greenwood.
Laimbeer with 14. 80-73. Billy 5 for 7 shooting. Johnson missed it. Chambers tapped it in.
Greenwood that time left Chambers as Johnson got the penetration. Chambers did what you're supposed to do. Roll to the glass when your man leaves.
5-point game. Inside 2 minutes to play now in the third. Isaiah darts inside, lost it. Here comes 2-on-1 now. Kevin Johnson with Chambers against Laimbeer. Could be a dunk. Lays it up. Chambers, and in he is fouled. That thing was 3/4 of the way out and then came back in. Johnson with a nice little poke away. Chambers a lot of times just goes hard to the hole here with a dunk.
That's a great shot by Chambers. Laimbeer actually stopped the shot. Chambers had just enough left with the left hand to tease it up there over the rim. And they can cut it to 2 right now, and they have fought their way back. And Phoenix is in good shape right now.
Especially with the Piston foul trouble and the injury situation, depleting the front court. Chambers now has 19. By the way, Michael Jordan has become the Bulls' all-time leading scorer with 12,624, surpassing Bob Love.
That's this year alone.
Yeah, that's right. It seems like it. Great Grant back out there. Isaiah backs him in. Gerald Henderson off the bench for 3.
Who needs to warm up?
That's right. Henderson has not even played in 4 of the last 5 games.
He's still got his sweats on, Fred.
And he quickly nails a 3. 83-78.
Well, Johnson must be tired. I'm surprised Cotton took him out here.
Marley, a long 3. Nope. Rebound Laimbeer. Billy now with 18 rebounds, says Barry Smith. Going after his season high, which I believe is 23, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh. Gotta shoot it.
This is still with it. 2 on the shot clock. Vinny has to hurry. Beats the buzzer. No. Laimbeer. Rebound and a foul. His 19th rebound puts him at the foul line.
You got a short clock right here. Vinny Johnson trying to get a peek at the 24-second and gets it up. Laimbeer moves right inside. Defense breaks down oftentimes after offensive rebounds.
He's had a lot of uncontested rebounds tonight, which means he is just boxing out and setting that wide frame of his. We're looking at 16 and 19 boards.
And just a reminder, as we said before, not only does Phoenix out-rebound clubs on the year by 4.5 a game, in the last 10 games, they've out-rebounded their opponents by 9 rebounds a game. That's a tremendous advantage over a long period of time.
Which further underscores Laimbeer's 19. We still have nearly 30 seconds to play in this quarter.
2 pretty good shooting nights for Laimbeer. 7 for 8 against Chicago, 6 for 8 tonight, including 3 triples.
85-78. Johnson stutter step drive, a left-handed shot, and he is fouled. He is so dangerous. It's only his 2nd field goal of this quarter.
What a huge play this was. Pistons with a stop here would have been in great shape, having 1 more possession. But Kevin can cut it to 4 here, and you're back in a ball game with 20 seconds to go.
Just the first foul on Isaiah Thomas. But Johnson's three-point play gives him 27 and cuts it to 85-81. Pistons will try to work it for the final shot of the quarter.
It's big when they get the ball on the first possession, remember, of the fourth.
Chambers stepped out on Isaiah, drives around him, blocked by West. Chambers looks at the clock, has some time, throws up a 42-footer. It went about 41 and a half feet. And Laimbeer gets a rebound before the buzzer. And you know Billy wants him to count it, meaning he has 20 rebounds, 3 away from his season high, with 12 minutes of basketball to be played at the Palace. We'll be back. Pistons outshot so far in the ballgame 53% to 49%. See the free throw numbers, 32-all in the rebounds. Laimbeer again with 20 of those 32, and 16-9 the turnover situation. Well, our celebrity third-quarter shooter was none other than Chris Spielman, the Pro Bowl-bound linebacker for the Lions. Did very well. He made, I believe, 5 shots. Now, here's a tough guy. He walks off the floor. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to see it or not. Escorted by the Tuxedo Girls. And what does he do? He slaps 5 with one of the ladies.
Is that what you call it?
No, on the one on the right. He slapped palms with the lady on the right.
It's a lot like that guy in that Cousins commercial a few minutes ago to me.
Yeah, right.
It remains Detroit ball out of bounds.
85-81 is the score to start the fourth quarter.
Chuck's still going with 3 guards, except Henderson now, of course, is one of them, instead of Dumars.
Isaiah fires and scores. He has 23. He knows he's going to have to come up big in the fourth. 6-point game. Ramos caught that one with his belly button.
At best.
West posting. Greenwood strong, stays home. David with a rebound.
Good job. Just get your position. Make West shoot from beyond 3 feet. And you got a shot.
David is wiry, but he is put together. Not an ounce of fat on that body. Greenwood missed it. Rebound to Hornacek. Ramos from the top. Missed it terrible. Rebound Laimbeer, number 21. Billy out high. Missed a 3-point shot. Marley tipped it to Hornacek. Hornacek. Marley inside to Ramos, who missed it. Rebound, Benny Johnson.
That was a big one. Laimbeer came over and challenged him just enough to make Kurt go far side on that layup, and that's what caused the miss. Big one.
They did not give Laimbeer an official rebound to close the third quarter in that long shot, so he now has 20 instead of 21 rebound.
There's a scorekeeper in trouble tonight.
When Laimbeer gets hold of it. Isaiah for a 3-point bomb. He misses. Marley scraped it off, and Isaiah picks it up. Throws it off the glass too hard. Rebound Ramos. 6-point game. Phoenix with the ball. Now they give it to the quarterback, Grant. Hornacek. Missed it. Brantley and Grant with a rebound. One of the few he'll get in his career. 5-6. Hornacek. Ball was rejected by Greenwood. Long block off the nose of Laimbeer. The back ran in if he can. Ran it. 5-6. That's with high heels on. Ramos blocked the shot. Comes down with it. And we have an Isaiah Thomas foul.
Loose on number 11.
Grant sits down. Kevin Johnson comes in. Chambers off the bench. Hornacek will sit.
And a big substitution right now. Chuck Daly's going to sit Laimbeer down for a few minutes. And we'll see if the Pistons can contain as James Edwards comes off the bench. Rodman getting ready to check in at just under the 10-minute mark like we talked about. David Greenwood has given them good minutes in his place.
Ramos with an ugly pass to Chambers. Marley, high post to Ramos. 4 on the shot clock. Kurt Ramos sights and hits.
He's had some big shots for them tonight. He scored from outside, not well inside, but outside.
He had a lot of time to tee that one up. 87-83, 4-point game. Edwards on the floor with 4 fouls. Rodman the same when he checks in. Vinnie Johnson against Marlin. Missed it. Rebound, Rambis lost to Greenwood. Finds VJ. 4-footer off the glass too hard. And we have a loose ball foul, and VJ trying to get it back.
Number 15, Vinnie Johnson. That's his first.
Vinny and Isaiah both missing bank shots from about that position.
That one was partially blocked. You probably saw. Vinny went over the back of Marley. It was a good call.
So 8:42 to play in the fourth. Phoenix down 4 with possession.
Everything keys off of Kevin Johnson, as you've noticed almost this entire game.
Chambers spun and then spun inside for the 2.
There it was again. Kevin just freezing the Pistons defense.
Yeah, he really is. 87-85, 2-point game. Henderson running the point. Isaiah sitting. Dumars out there. Edwards for 2. He'll try to make it 3. Big shot.
That was. And that was all fingertip that time because Mark West came over and took his hand away from him. Watch it right here. You'll see the release right there. James with a little bit of wrist flick.
I'm telling you, that takes some strength right there.
And Laimbeer back in already. Hope he enjoyed his rest.
Yeah.
Minute and 11.
He may have been able to towel off, and that's about it. Edwards with his first 3 points since the opening quarter. Now has 11. 90-85. A little bit of breathing room. Not much. 2-man game, Chambers and Johnson. Tough combo. Chambers passed barely in time. Almost an up and down. Kevin Johnson, a forced short. Rebound. Rambis crashes inside. Missed the layup. Rebound Edwards. Pistons got a break. Pass too high for Dumars off the left hand. Phoenix gets it back.
Big opportunity for Phoenix right there. That helped.
Philadelphia is beating the Bulls by 11 at the Spectrum. So the Pistons right now leading by a full game in the Central. Could be a game and a half.
They can win tonight, and Chuck and the guys can get ready to go to Miami.
Kevin Johnson darts inside against Laimbeer. We have a foul on Billy, who seemed to be planted.
Yeah, I don't know about that call. You'd have to see that again. The only possible call would be that Laimbeer was too close to the basket. If you're too close and try and take a charge, you won't get it.
I don't know. I thought he was out far enough. He certainly was planted.
Got to be careful right here to not get a tee. These points are going to be important as you come down to the end of the game.
7:35 to play in the fourth. Johnson misses. He had hit 9 straight from the line until that miss. Foul was the 3rd on Laimbeer. Isaiah Thomas checks back in.
Just for the record, that's 3 team fouls on the Pistons. They have 1 more they can give. Suns only have 1. So they can play more aggressive defense right now.
And again, Phoenix is a 78% free throw shooting team. Isaiah thought about 3. Darts inside for 2. Crashes into West, and that'll be a Mark West foul, you better believe. There is no way they were going to call an offensive foul against Isaiah on there.
Probably not. See if West is planted right here. They're still moving. But that was a lot of contact. If it hadn't gone the other way at the other end, it may have been different. But you're right.
We would have needed the FBI to escort the guys with the whistles out of here after the game. And Isaiah knew that. He knew he was going to get the call. Almost daring them to call an offensive foul. Taking a lot of shots tonight. He's had to. Zeke with 25. 92-86. They clear it out for Johnson against Dumars. Chambers now comes over to set a pick. Rodman switches. Pistons wanted to walk. Kevin Johnson hit it. He is 30.
Boy, is he tough.
Yes, he is. Just beats you so many ways. 92-88.
He's beating him every way tonight. I'm not sure he's got much left, but he hasn't shown us.
Edwards posting. Ball knocked out of bounds, still Piston possession with 11 seconds to shoot.
A nice idea by Edwards, but excellent rotation. The second time we've seen that where the off guard has come into the lane to knock a ball away or steal it.
Now Marley did that before. Pistons by 4, 6:46 to play in the final stanza.
It's Monday morning in Ford County. That full-size Chevy pickup sure has a more advanced design than Ford.
Now that you mention it, the lines do remind me of modern neoclassic sculpture.
I see a lot of Bauhaus influence.
The understated simplicity even contributes to greater fuel efficiency.
Form follows function. High fuel efficiency. No wonder people from Ford prefer Chevy trucks. Nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet.
I like the way you make me laugh. I like the funny things you do. You got a style that's all your own. I like the sprite in you. You make me wanna smile. You know you make me sparkle too. You're such a kick to have around.
Sprite, the only one with Lyman. The unexpected twist that makes us different.
I like the sprite in you.
Tonight's Great Stuff is brought to you by the Great Stuff Stores for all your needs in world champion Piston paraphernalia. From t-shirts, caps, and sweats to game jerseys. And now 5 great locations to serve you. Game late in the first half. John Sally on a fast break dunk. Do I know my great stuff or what? I predicted that at the very moment it would be tonight's Great Stuff, and sure enough, it is. We mentioned Philadelphia beating Chicago tonight. The 76ers have won 7 straight, and I'll tell you what, Tom, that's a team I don't think I'd want to necessarily have to mess with in the first round.
Oh, and you know, it's really funny because you look at that team and you look at the guys on their bench, you figure they can't be that good. But the starters are playing so well for them, and Charles Barkley has got some help this year, and they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, and they beat Chicago tonight at the Spectrum.
A short clock, remember.
Rambis picks up Isaiah. West with a block. Here comes Marley. Fouled by Dumars.
That'll be the 4th, so it's a non-shooting foul.
It's Joey's 3rd. Got to hope number 4 is selected to the All-Star game. He will have to make it as a reserve. Finished 4th in the guard voting. But you got to believe the Eastern Conference coaches will vote him in because of his defensive ability to go with his superb scoring this year of 18 a game. It's not like baseball where the all-star coach selects the reserves. Rodman on the rebound of the Marley miss. 4-point differential nearing the halfway mark of the final quarter. Dumars isolated on Marley. Finds Edwards in the low block. Turns on West, misfired. Rambis helped out defensively. May have bothered the shot. Johnson weaving his way through traffic. Fires up a quick shot. Rattled it. Rebound Rodman. And a reach-in foul. Not a good one by Chambers as Rodman was poked in the face.
Jeff Hornacek checks back here.
He's going to be all right here. Johnson gets it up. Now watch the bottom of your screen. Rodman will come down with it, and he gets this rebound. Look at him go after it. And you'll see the hand come across in just a second. Right there.
Dennis did not say, thanks, I needed that. It was, it stung. You see him wincing. The right eye is hurting a bit. With one eye, though, Dennis is still one of the better rebounders in basketball. Laimbeer for 3. Strokes it again.
That's 4 for Laimbeer. 4 3-pointers tonight. That's the biggest one of the evening so far.
Illegal defense against the Pistons.
Technical foul.
So the Suns will shoot a technical.
Tom Chambers shoots the technical.
Chambers hits the tee. He has 22. 95-89 with Phoenix possession. Offensive foul.
Maybe Rambis? Yes, it was. And that's 4 on both teams, so now they're in the bonus, so everything is even. With 5 to go, except from the Pistons' standpoint, to score, which is what they want.
Pistons by half a dozen. 5:10 to play with the ball.
Bill wants to turn the corner. You can see West cheating back.
He spun, lost the ball. Isaiah. Long bomb 3. Rebound Chambers. Chambers now with 11, actually make it 12 rebounds. Pistons 5 for 10 on the three-point shooting department. Johnson penetrates and makes that bucket by Chambers.
That two-man game again. Boy, they have run that thing to death. And when Kevin gets half a step, boy, he is down that lane. No, it's goodbye.
No wonder those two guys together average about 50 or 43 points a night between them. Dumars, low post, he was double. Passes inside to Edwards, down deep. Hooker doesn't go. Rebound Laimbeer. Finds Isaiah. 6-foot launch. Too strong. Laimbeer taps it in. Another rebound for Billy. 97-91. Laimbeer 8 for 11 shooting. Matches his season high in rebounds with 23, and that's how many points he has, too. Kevin Johnson blocked by Bill. He's doing it all right now.
That was great rotation by Laimbeer. Johnson here off the two-man game gets down the lane. Now watch Laimbeer. Uses the body and uses the arm.
Rodman knocked out of bounds. No foul, but the Pistons get it. Up by 6. Clock under 4 minutes. 3:50 to go.
Just need a high percentage shot here now. Work the offense. Don't be afraid to get to the line.
Isaiah picked up by West. Three-pointer. It's like he's dropping 20-foot putts with no conscience at all. 26 for Bill Laimbeer. 5 3-pointers. Trent Tucker reincarnated. Look at this.
Boy, he has nailed him tonight, has he not?
Man, 3:35 to play in the fourth, and the Pistons lead by 9. We'll be back.
The next time you experience headaches, backaches, nausea, and sleepless nights, there is one way to get relief fast. GMAC. We make financing and leasing your new GM vehicle painless.
Classic Rock 94.7 WCSX.
Hello, Doug.
Well, Pistons starting the second half of the season tonight, and they'd love to do it with a W. Leading the Suns by 9. Laimbeer now with 26 points to go with his 23 rebounds on 9 of 12 from the floor. What a week he's had from the floor. Chambers trying to post Rodman, didn't get it. Kevin Johnson off balance, and he fired it home. He has 32. 193. Still anybody's ball game, although the Pistons like the position they're in with 3:10 to play.
Yeah, they'll be using the clock now.
10 on the shot clock. Laimbeer says, why not?
Well, he may be the player of the week right now.
He has 28. Kevin Johnson dumps to Marley, crashes inside, and draws a foul from Laimbeer. 4 on Billy.
It's a penalty situation.
I have a hunch who our post-game guest is going to be.
10 for 13 from the field tonight for Laimbeer, along with a boatload of rebounds. Couldn't hardly avoid that foul, but that's one thing the Pistons don't want to see, unless Marley is going to continue to miss them. You don't want to stop the clock right now.
2:51 left on it. And a 9-point Detroit pad.
How about pretty good defense so far? Pistons only giving up a dozen points here in the fourth.
Marley missed and fouled it up. As soon as he let it go, he knew it was off. Hornacek for 3.
Wow. What a big turnaround that was. Guy misses 2 free throws. That should have just about clinched the game. They're right back in it.
Hornacek took a quick Laimbeer lesson. 102-96.
That's why coaches love Marley. Misses 2 free throws and bails you out anyway.
Good ball movement. Dumars with the stroke. No. Rebound Mark West. Climbed the ladder over Marley to get it. Phoenix can cut it to 4 here. 2:15 to play. Good defense by Isaiah. Hornacek to Marley. 10 on the shot clock. Hornacek. Double team. Bad pass. Robin with a poke away. Big turnover there by the Suns.
You equated Marley to Rodman earlier in the game, Fred. On back-to-back situations, you see why. They come up with the play out of nothing.
Isolation. Isaiah now pulls Edwards over. West on a switch. Edwards now against Kevin Johnson. Isaiah for 3 as the buzzer went off for 24 seconds. Marley beaten by Dumars. Saves it to Isaiah. Now they work the clock. 1:30 to play. Pistons with the ball and a 6-point differential. Isaiah inside. Yes! And that could do it. 1:24 to play in the final quarter. And the Pistons leading by 8. And the Phoenix 10-game winning streak is in trouble.
For a real fan like me, the greatest games are the games I can replay over and over in my memory. Like 1951, Bobby Thompson's 9th-inning homer that won the flag for the Giants. And 1988, Kirk Gibson's clutch 9th-inning homer that won the series opener and set the stage for the Dodgers' victory. But all the great games aren't in the past. Lots of great ones are coming up. And one thing's for sure, the Sporting News will be there to bring you everything you need to know. The Sporting News, America's sports authority with the most complete weekly coverage of baseball, football, basketball, and hockey. Call now for the Sporting News at the lowest rate anywhere with convenient delivery right to your door.
Call 1-800-535-1700 and get 29 issues of the Sporting News for 4 payments of just $4.99. You'll save 69% off the cover price, 40% off the regular subscription rate. You can't get a better deal. Call now 1-800-535-1700. That's 1-800-535-1700.
Well, Trump Plaza and Coors Extra Gold presents February 3rd on pay-per-view television. Hector Camacho versus Vinny Pazienza. It's time to put up or shut up. Call your local cable operator for more information. One of these days, boxing promoters are going to run out of slogans. Jeez,
they're getting close.
Who writes those things anyway, you know? Put up or shut up. I want you bad. Get out of my face, buddy. You know, and no mas. 104.96. Hornacek with a spin dribble and a little feathery hook. 19 for Hornacek, but his big turnover really hurt him moments ago. .110 to play. Double team near the timeline. Dumars left open. He says thank you, but he missed. Rebound Marley.
They may go for a 3 here. Got to extend the defense.
Kevin Johnson had his pocket picked, but he was fouled. Isaiah slams the ball. Be careful of a tee here.
Oh
my, they got it. 55 seconds to play. Now a three-point play possibility for these guys.
It's a good call. You saw the hand right on the arm.
Yeah. So Chambers shoots to Tech. Now Johnson steps to the line for two. All of a sudden, Suns are right back in it. If Johnson makes these two, it would be a three-point game. Johnson misses.
Wow. Now you got to box out. Remember the last one got away on the misses from Marley. There's a big difference between 4 and 3.
You better believe it. 104-100.
Can run it down to about 30 here. And they still have to get 2 shots to beat you.
Shot clock at 10. Isaiah with 3 on the shot clock. Lost it. Laimbeer, another 3. Rebound by West. Chambers has it. Phoenix on the run. Chambers in the open floor. Lost it. Oh, a terrible foul call. You have to be kidding. That is brutal. I mean, it was a ticky-tack little reach in from behind. That was awful. Chambers just lost the dribble. That's a bailout there. That's awful. Watch this. Chambers just, you know, a 6'10" guy dribbling in traffic. He lost it. He just lost it himself. That's a pathetic call. Crowd saw it on the replay screen.
That's tough because the game was over right there, Fred. See if there's any reach in from Rodman right here. Oh, there's Edwards up top on the arm slightly.
I mean, that
may have been enough.
That didn't wrinkle an arm here. I mean, that he just barely touched him. Chambers hit them both. So it's a 104-102 ball game. 24.8 seconds to go. So technically Phoenix will get the ball back. So the Pistons must get a good shot. It's not over.
Get ready for the greatest collection of spills and thrills in all of basketball as hosts Marv Albert and Frank Clayton take you on a hysterical journey throughout the NBA. And for just $14.98, has there ever been a funnier videotape? More action? Then take off right now and pick up your copy of the NBA's dazzling dunks and basketball bloopers. To order, call 1-800-622-5500.
Well, Dick Versace has beaten Ronnie Rothstein tonight in a battle of Piston assistant coaches, alumni style. Tomorrow night, Pistons will take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. That'll be live from the Metrodome at 8 o'clock, preceded by the pregame shows exclusively on Pass. But still some business to be tended to here. Just under 25 seconds to play. Pistons inbounding from the timeline. Are you leading by 2?
If you have your druthers, you want the ball in Dumar's hands. And maybe tonight in Laimbeer's. He's been knocking down everything else. They'll probably try and play good D and then foul. Well, or foul earlier than that.
And other than Rodman, they did foul the right guy. Edwards, second poorest on the floor for the Pistons at the line, 68%.
That's a foul they had to give, though, Fred. Right. So the Pistons are still in pretty good shape.
That's where I was thinking they had 4. Now they foul Laimbeer, who they prefer not to have at the line.
Well, 1 here is crucial. 2 can be the ball game.
21.8 seconds left to be exact. Laimbeer has done everything else, so he might as well clinch it at the line. Some gaudy numbers there, including 5 3-point field goals. That's one. 105-102. I would think Phoenix would call a timeout. They have 2 left. Big shot. He got it.
One of those nights, Fred. 30 points, 23 rebounds.
That's his best game of the season, clearly. With a 106-102 count. And now Phoenix to map out a play. You think they'll go for a quick 3?
They may go. Let's see what's there, probably. I don't know if they'll go for a quick 3. They do and foul right away. And hope. I always like to go for a 3 if it's there. The defense absolutely takes it away from you. Get it inside and try. Pistons have to avoid a foul right now. Make them hit the shot from outside.
Next week, the Pistons will be on the road Tuesday night at Atlanta, and then back here to close out the month against the Washington Bullets. We'll have that one for you live at 7:30. If I'm not mistaken, Laimbeer's other 23-rebound effort came against his club earlier in the campaign. To look that up exactly, because I think that night he had like 20 or 21 points, if I'm not mistaken. Here it's a 4-point game with Phoenix mapping out the strategy. Yeah, in the game against Washington back in December, Laimbeer had 29 points and 23 rebounds, so he's topped that just a bit. But the big key for him tonight has been the 5 shots from outside the arc. I've always thought he's had the ability to take more threes because he's so strong with that wrist.
He is well, you know, he spent his first 5 years here taking those shots with his heels on the line.
A la John Long.
Absolutely. And a couple of years ago, he sort of went to the coaches, or the coaches went to him, I'm not sure which. Said, why don't you take a step back? And it has really paid off. You look at the 3-point shooters, they have some good ones. Kevin Johnson, that's a little out of his range. He's always had range out to about 20 feet, but he can't quite shoot the threes with any consistency. He's only about 23% out there. Chambers, 23% also. Eddie Johnson's pretty good, but he's not here. So that leaves you with Hornacek, who's hit one tonight. He's 42%. He's their biggest threat.
And we should mention the absence of Eddie Johnson, who has a separated shoulder. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. And a premier 6-man in this league. And that certainly hurts their offensive scoring off the bench, although you'd never know it the way they've played during this 10-game winning streak. But they certainly could use a guy like that.
I want to make them run some time off here.
Kevin Johnson against Dumar. Change of pace dribble, throws it up, draws the whistle. Foul Laimbeer, 16.5 seconds to play. So Johnson goes back to the stripe.
I don't know how much contact there was there. I'm sure what the coaches said was, whatever you do, don't foul. We'll get a good look at it right here. Laimbeer goes up and over.
Boy, that was an appearance foul there.
Yeah, the ball was gone.
Johnson again.
He's missed some big ones down the stretch.
Boy, has he. He's had a brilliant game tonight, but at crunch time here, he's come up with a couple of big misses. I mean, if he makes those 2 free throws, we got a 1-point game. Instead, it's 106-103 with 16.5 left. Phoenix will foul.
We'll put the Pistons back in the huddle. Again, the critical thing is get the ball in bounds. Phoenix will foul immediately. And again, you've got to get one of the 2 if you can. As long as you're into 2-possession territory, you're in pretty good shape.
Again, Chicago has lost tonight, so if the Pistons hang on here, they'll be up a game and a half. They'll be leading the Bulls by a full game in the loss column. Marty Adler will update all the scores on our post-game show, and we'll attempt to chat with Mr. Laimbeer. What makes Billy's three-point shot effective is the fact he never leaves the floor very much on the jumper anyway, so with his strength, that shot is easily within his range. Next Red Wing telecast coming your way on Friday night, February the 2nd. That's a week from tonight, as the Wings will take a look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're in the stretch of 11 games out of 15 at home, but have lost the first two against St. Louis and Pittsburgh by scores of 6-3 and 5-3. Wings will be on the road tomorrow night in Quebec. And that Friday night telecast with the Leafs, 7:30 here on Pass. Next Friday night. The Wings are going to have to start turning their act around pretty quickly here. They're going to be thinking about the draft. Against a very good Toronto team this year. All right, 106-103. Rodman to trigger it. He's out there with Greenwood, Thomas, Laimbeer, and Dumars. Dennis finds Billy. They're going to have to foul him. Eventually, after nearly 5 seconds elapsed.
That's tough. They were trying to intentionally foul him. Couldn't get a call. That's one that frustrates both coaches.
So just a shade under 12 seconds to play.
Marley is fouled out now.
With 7 points.
Laimbeer just needs one of the two.
Phoenix does have 1 timeout remaining. It's kind of like a college finish here with
that's right.
Make a basket,
parade,
foul.
Well, Cotton will use them all. He's been around this league a long, long time. He's done a terrific job. Coach of the year, of course, last year.
Yeah, he really is. He'll eventually go to the front office full time, and Paul Westphal will take over. Uh-oh. Cracks the door for Phoenix.
This is the one.
Well, I put a couple shekels here on Laimbeer. He may miss one, but has a history of hitting clutch free throws. There you go. Nothing but net.
Well, you won your shekels.
107-103. Hornacek for a three-point bomb. And that'll do it. Rodman with a rebound. And the Phoenix 10-game winning streak is gonzo. A tough ball game, as we expected. Suns pushing the Pistons to the limit. And the world champs walk off the floor with a 107-103 victory. We'll be back to wrap it up after this timeout.
Working together, building day by day, for all the things you need along the way. Real understanding, lend a helping hand. Ask us, we're Herb Lumber.
Take the chill out of your heating costs with Guardian fiberglass insulation. Our extra thick fiberglass strands blanket your attic, providing a thermal barrier that keeps insulating power up and fuel bills down. Ask us, we're insulation.
Ask us, we're Herb Lumber.
The pre-game hype has begun. The players are ready. The crowds have started to gather. And the biggest football event of the year is underway.
The Highland Superstore's pre-game super sale. Get this Magnavox 41-inch stereo big screen TV for just $16.97. This 19-inch remote color TV for just $197. And this Quasar VHS video recorder, only $198. So don't miss any of the action, because when this big event is over, that other thing begins.
champion Detroit Pistons are driving into the new year with record-breaking excitement this January on Pass. Catch Detroit's hottest squad as they battle the league's elite in 8 demanding NBA matchups, including games against the Pacers, Knicks, Blazers, and Bullets. The Pistons take to the road for a battle against the struggling Minnesota Timberwolves. Join us live from Minnesota Saturday night at 8 o'clock here on Pass. Pass sports coverage of Pistons basketball has been brought to you by Today's Chevrolet, who invites you to see what's new for 1990 and discover for yourself why nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. By Builders Square, where you are guaranteed the lowest prices on home improvement every day. Now 10 convenient Detroit locations. By GE, from plastics to financial services, we bring good things to life. By Highland Superstores, nobody gives you more and nobody sells for less. By Stroh's Fire Brewed, family brewed for more than 200 years. And brought to you by your Toyota dealers and their quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me.
Welcome back to the Palace of Auburn Hills, where the Pistons have defeated the Phoenix Suns 107-103. This one was a thriller. The Phoenix Suns winning streak comes to an end. It is stopped at 10. As we said at the top of the telecast tonight, it's the kind of game that the Pistons really get up for. You talk about motivation. Just the fact the Phoenix Suns coming in with that win streak was enough motivation for Detroit. Our play of the game, well, it happened way back in the first quarter of this game tonight. Let me take you back. We'll show it to you. Brought to you by the Kowalski Sausage Company, producers of tasty hot dogs, kielbasa, sausage, and other fine products, available in the deli naturally. Well, in that first quarter, it was Isaiah Thomas who had the ball. Pistons were up 24-20 at the time. He will get the ball off of this shot here. Laimbeer will get it. He outlets it to Isaiah. Now he's coming right down in your face. If we had 3D, he'd be right there in your living room, behind the back, up and in. Isaiah with 2 points there. Pistons led 26-20. Our Kowalski quality play of the game. And our player of the game is with our Fred McLeod right now courtside. Fred?
Well, Marty, our star of the game, clearly Bill Laimbeer, with his best game of the season, scoring 31 points to match his season-high rebounds, 23. Does not include the other rebound you had at the close of the third quarter, by the way. Remember Chambers took that long shot?
Yeah.
You had the rebound to beat the buzzer. You got to talk to the scorekeeper about that.
Oh, I have to talk to him about that one.
Three-point shot. I've always thought that is definitely within your range, and kind of wondered why maybe you hadn't taken more. Will we see you take more three-pointers?
Well, it's just something that happens in the course of the game. You end up at the three-point line. If you make one, you have confidence, take a second one. It's a low percentage shot, basically. But if you make one, you're feeling, you make a second one, you keep on going until you start missing.
It must feel like you just made like 5 birdie putts out there.
Well, we needed every point we could get tonight. They played very well. Excuse me, and it was a big win for us.
You were playing as consistent in basketball. You've always been consistent, but let's face it, this year, at this stage of your career, you've got to be awfully thrilled.
Well, I'm just coming to do my job. My job is to rebound, play defense, and hit the open shot, which is basically what I'm doing all year long. I pride myself on being consistent. Every year I play basically the same minutes, get the same rebounds, same points, everything's the same. And I know my job and I do it well.
Kind of put you on the spot here, but do you think you deserve to be in the All-Star game again?
I don't even want to talk about the All-Star game. I got plans to go to Disney World with my family. And if I make it, well, that'll be a problem we'll have to encounter when we get there.
Did you get paid for that?
Money's not important. The rest is the important part.
Dumars, of course, said I'm going to Disneyland, so I just, or Disney World, whatever it was. No,
that's where we're going. My kids have been talking about it for a long time, all season long. Yeah. And if I wasn't able to go, they'd be real disappointed.
All right. Enjoy your performance.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Bill Laimbeer and the Pistons will go to Minneapolis tomorrow night to take on the Timberwolves. Of course, we'll have it for you at 8 o'clock here on Pass. Let's go back upstairs to Marty. We'll be back with the final stats in just a few minutes.
Okay, we've got the final stats standing by. We're also going to take a look around the league, and Chicago did lose tonight. That means guess who's going to the All-Star game. We'll tell you more about that when we return. But the Pistons have won this one. It was a dandy. Detroit Pistons 107. The Phoenix Suns 103. Come on back for more action here on Pass.
Montana and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Logan Pass means trailblazing, exploring the wilderness of Glacier National Park. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place, an Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Guys, it just doesn't get any better than this.
If you're tired of the same old shows, need more action, then tune in here each week for Wheel Power Power Pack Motorsports. You'll see some of the hottest 2- and 4-wheel drive pullers in the world. See 6- and 7-engine tractors head-to-head digging in for more engines. Monster trucks racing side by side like you've never seen before. When it's action you want, it's power you'll get. Each week here on Wheel Power.
Even if there's not a lot of snow where you are now, there's a heavy local snow alert at Boyne Mountain and Boyne Highlands.
With that victory and Chicago defeat this evening, it means that the Pistons are 1.5 games up on the Chicago Bulls. That means that by tomorrow night, there's no way Chicago can catch Detroit. It also means that Chuck Daly and his coaching staff will be heading to the All-Star game and not to the golf course. Now let's head down to Fred and Tom with our game stats. Fred?
Well, Marty, the Pistons, a big stat that really won't show particularly on the numbers of the final game stats. They took 18 more shots than Phoenix did tonight. So even though they shot less than the Suns, they managed to win this ball game because of the disparity in that department. Let's look at the final numbers. Pistons outshot tonight 50% to 44%. But again, 96 shots compared to 78 for Phoenix. Big numbers there. Free throwing, the Suns outscored the Pistons by 6 to the line. It took 7 more free throws. Rebounds wound up almost dead even, 46-45 the Suns, despite the 23 by Laimbeer. 19 turnovers, that certainly hurt Phoenix. They had a bulk of those in the second half. And bench points, 18 for the Pistons, 9 for the Suns. Keep in mind, John Sally left the ball game in the second quarter with a twisted ankle. We still are waiting for the results of the x-rays, by the way, taken. Bill Laimbeer again with 31, Isaiah Thomas with 27. Joe Dumars wound up with 16, the flu and all. And James Edwards had 11, 8 in the first quarter. For Phoenix, Kevin Johnson, 34, but again, he missed a couple of costly free throws down the stretch that could have made this game even stickier than it was. Tom Chambers with 27, Hornacek had 19, and Mark West wound up with 8. So tomorrow night, a game on paper, you figure the Pistons ought to win handily, but it's at the Metrodome, and Minnesota, that team plays everybody tough in that building.
Yeah, they're not pretty games when you play against them, but one thing they do is they force you to play at their tempo. They force you into almost ugly basketball, and they become games that you can lose if your attitude isn't right and if the intensity isn't there. And unfortunately for the Pistons, I guess, with a couple of guys out, certainly Aguirre will be out, maybe Sally will miss too. It's going to be an important time for the bench to come up and play really well.
As they did tonight, particularly David Greenwood, whose numbers were not glittering, but he did a lot of little things to help the Pistons win tonight. Keep in mind, the Lakers went to the Metrodome earlier this year, went to overtime before finally prevailing. So, Marty, we'll pitch it back up to you for the scores, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night from the Metrodome.
Okay, guys, have a safe trip. They'll be heading over to Minneapolis, and we'll be heading to Ann Arbor. We'll be back with a look around the league, and the Pistons win this one. Come on back here on Pass.
This is the 1990 Chevy Cavalier VL. Profile view, front view, rear view, aerial view, and its most winning view.
Compare Chevy Cavalier to Ford Escort. Cavalier has more passenger room, more engine, and more power, yet it's priceless. Can't see the comparison? Neither could I.
For value, nobody's winning like today's Chevrolet.
Hi, sis. Hi, Mom. Any cold Pepsi?
Not in this house, Johnny King. Not anymore.
Gee, how come?
Because we've discovered something else.
Well, looks like Johnny's discovering Diet Coke is the 1-calorie taste worth leaving Pepsi for. Now with 3 cans free in the 15-pack. Plenty for family and friends.
Hey, Mom, with 3 cans of Diet Coke free, there's enough for the gang.
Just for the taste of it.
Oh, Johnny.
Diet Coke.
world champion Detroit Pistons are driving into the new year with record-breaking excitement this January on Pass. Catch Detroit's hottest squad as they battle the league's elite in 8 demanding NBA matchups, including games against the Pacers, Knicks, Blazers, and Bullets. The Pistons take to the road for a battle against the struggling Minnesota Timberwolves. Join us live from Minnesota Saturday night at 8 o'clock here on Pass.
Tango, I need a gun! Here. Oh, wait a minute. Why is yours bigger than mine? Genetics.
Tango and Cash, cleaning up crime together. Rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
Well, it was a game they had to win, and they did it. The Pistons defeat the Phoenix Suns 107-103. And that's going to pose the question, what will happen for tomorrow now that you know that they've got up big for this game tonight? Will there be a bit of a letdown? We will find out tomorrow night. Right now, let's check around the league to find out what the other scores are in the NBA, brought to you by the Michigan Lottery. Now there are 2 instant games from the Michigan Lottery. Win up to $50,000 on TV playing Fame and Fortune, or try the all-cash game, Joker's Wild. In that big game that was played tonight in Philadelphia, the 76ers now have won 7, count them 7 in a row, as they defeat the Bulls 120-109. Indiana, their 3-game losing streak comes to an end as they defeat Miami by 10, 115-105. Minnesota now trailing Cleveland by a point. Well, it's over. Cleveland wins this one 85-84. Cleveland had a 5-game losing streak going into the Metrodome, and Seattle loses to Golden State 114-102. Elsewhere, it's Dallas up on Sacramento 92-81. A little later on, that Milwaukee Buck team, which is closing in on the Pistons, will be heading to L.A. San Antonio is in Portland. And that's a look around the NBA, brought to you by the Michigan Lottery. Once again, it's going to be important, that game tomorrow night. Will there be a letdown? That is the question. But in the meantime, we can savor the fact knowing that Chuck Daly and his coaching staff will be heading to the All-Star game. Everybody here was thrilled about it. And I'll tell you, down deep, Chuck and his coaches are thrilled to be coaching in the All-Star game. That'll do it for us for tonight. We invite you, if you liked it tonight, come on back tomorrow. We'll do it all over again as Isaiah and company travel to the Metrodome to take on the Wolves. Game time is 8 o'clock with Piston Insider, airing at 7:30. Pistons today at 7:45. Stay with us now for a look at college hoops on This Week in the Big East. Now for Fred McLeod and Tom Wilson, I'm Marty Adler saying good night from the Palace. Once again, the score of tonight's contest, the Detroit Pistons 107, the Phoenix Suns 103.